really
as
well.
a young shaver in the media game. Throat coat tea, it'll help. But, man alive, when you're fighting voice problems for what we do, it's frustrating. Because I can feel fine and can't talk. ZB's seen me like that, and I'm out here with the raspy voice, and, like, it just stinks.
I have, but it's good to have you back, Phil.
Man,
nice to see you,
I'm
man.
happy to be back. I was telling him, I'm like, I've had my knee give out on me a couple times in football, and you need your knee. But in this industry, you need your voice.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be able to talk. And this sexy voice that I have, I mean, you lose it. I was scared for my life.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, am I going to
So you couldn't spit game this whole time?
No.
Couldn't spit game?
Come on now.
Dude, there was a
Phil got a little dry spell going here.
there was a big story in Boston sports like last year or maybe a year and a half ago. You guys know that name? It was the show Tusher and Rich, or his name's Fred Tusher. Tusher and Rich. It was the number one show on 98.5, the Sports Hub.
Okay.
And the dude, Fred, his voice went out, but it turned into a real deal where he was not on the radio for like 4 months, and the doctors were trying to diagnose what was going on. And you had this number one show, Tusher and Rich, that didn't have the guy who was at home feeling fine. Now think about that, like losing your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're wanting to come in here
Yeah.
and do the job that you've worked so hard for. You feel fine, but your voice is unresponsive. Like it was, and they weren't sure if they were going to be able to get him right.
That's terrifying.
And it's truly, it feels like a nightmare that you can't wake up from.
I don't even have any other skill. Some people would say I don't have this skill, but I have nothing else.
Oh my gosh.
That's scary. I mean, and then you can't talk at home, so I can't yell at my kids. I can't talk to my wife or give her like a little hunch. Hey, I'm just sitting there. But yeah, it was scary, man. It was scary. I felt bad. I'm texting Zach saying, "Hey, man, my voice." I'm like, I'm about to miss work because of my voice, but it's something that's true. It truly happens.
Oh, yeah.
And man, goodness gracious. And I was thinking of you over the weekend, over like watching the Indiana.
Great time, man.
Unbelievable. And I know,
was fun.
I know you
Still
talked
paying
about
the
it.
price today.
I did not hear your recap earlier in the show, but I was thinking about you over the weekend watching Ohio State go down to Indiana football, number one. What a time. Just like what a time. Like, imagine describing that to someone, even 3 years ago. And it just goes to show you, like, you get the right guy and you can change a university. And I would go so far, and you would know so much more than me, given some of your roots there. But, like, the university changed. But, like, you changed a state. Mm-hmm. Like, that's a basketball state.
That's a basketball state.
I told Cecil, we went to my grandma's yesterday, took the long late flight so we could see the family in where I'm from. And my grandpas and uncles were like watching the Colts game. Daniel Jones goes down. They're most Colts fans, right? And it's like, well, Colts season's over, but at least we have Indiana football.
Crazy.
And I'm like, what?
Crazy.
What did you just say?
Crazy.
And I'll, just real quick, it was incredible. I got to see Indiana win the Big Ten. I was showing Cecil some of the pictures with my dad, his two brothers, my lady, they're all their wives. And it is that, like, this might not, now if Kurt's around, we'll probably have some success, but who knows what the future may bring. To go there, to be a part of it, I bet I freaking high-five 15,000 people.
How
man.
electrifying was it? I mean, it sounded so loud.
Nuts. It was nuts. And it was tight the whole way. And the first play when Mendoza goes down, it's, we could hear a pin drop.
Right.
Like, what's going to happen here? Did we all just waste our time? He bounces back. That throw that he makes after the missed field goal down the field, they convert the first down. It was, I've been to some games as a fan. I've been to some games as the media. The Tebow game, it was loud as heck at Mile High. It might have matched that, man. It was incredible. And Ohio State fans, I got to give them a bunch of credit. Didn't see anybody talking a bunch of mess. No fights, no nothing like that. It was cool.
What percentage of the crowd was Hoosier fans?
I think it was split. I think it was 50-50.
Oh, really? I thought there was going to be 75% Hoosier fans because of where the game was and Ohio State
it was
alumni.
like a 3-hour drive from Columbus.
Okay.
So they're pretty close.
Well, I was thinking like maybe they'll just like spend like when this game is in between the Michigan game and the college football playoff. Maybe you'd save your money and go to a college football playoff game. But yeah, man, it just so exciting. And Signetti's going to be there for I believe the remainder of his career. He could basically go wherever he wants had he wanted to, and he is choosing Indiana and. I think that Indiana football under Signetti over the next 2 decades, really, if he wants to hang around, like Indiana football has a chance to carve its own niche in college football to the point where 7-8 years from now, a 12-year-old will not remember or have a frame of reference when Indiana football was not so if you're 14 years old, you've never known Oregon to not be good at football, but it wasn't always like that, And so Signetti I'm so impressed.
Well, that's your uncle, Zach. That's Uncle Kurt.
And again, just to recap this, Phil, and when Dover was working with Stokely, I remember coming in here before kickoff. We were partners then, and I said, this guy, Kurt Signetti, this is before he ever coached a game at Indiana because I followed his career when he was at Elon, and I know no one cares, but that was the same conference that I was the voice of Albany in, and I'm like, who is this Division II coach from Pennsylvania that they hired? And he killed it, and then JMU, James Madison hires him, interconference change, which is unusual. I'm like, why does JMU? But and then he is a wizard. He is a wizard, and I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed.
Google him. He wins.
He wins, and so the first thing he did, he went to the basketball game, Indiana basketball game, the same way that Jim Mora just showed up in Fort Collins, and I was there for that, and I cannot wait to talk to you about my experience up there this weekend. But Signetti took the microphone at what basically felt like a pep rally, and the first thing that he said, Purdue sucks. And the crowd just pops. And then he waits a second and goes, and Ohio State sucks too. And Michigan sucks. And he just starts going down. And people are like, who is this guy? How could you be so brazen? You're the coach at Indiana who never had a 10-win season in the history of their program. And you have a 10-win season. In his first year, he's had more contracts at Indiana than he's coached years at Indiana.
The man's the boogeyman. I call him the boogeyman. Like literally, Kirk Signetti does not care. He doesn't care about your parlays. He doesn't care about any of that. If he has a chance to step on your throat, my man's jumping on it. Truly.
And that's why the alumni base, they love him because he wins, but he actually does care about the alumni's parlays. That dude purposefully tries to cover spreads, Phil, in a way that I have never seen. He is a mean-spirited dude, but he's smart and he can recruit, and I'm so impressed. And then let me just get to it right now because we're gonna get to Broncos here in just a second. But I'm at Moby Arena on Saturday.
Yeah, what's going on with that? Did you wear the gear?
I didn't. I went right from our my 7 and 8 year old basketball game and drove 90 minutes up to Fort Collins. And I didn't realize that Jim Mora was going to get introduced at halftime. I didn't realize it. And then they bring out these smoke machines and stuff on the court, and I'm like, what's happening here? And they bring him out, and he comes out and grabs the microphone and says, everyone needs to be ready to win the Pac-12 championship next year. And that place just pops. Yeah. It was so cool. And it's nuts because I have been to 2 Rocky Mountain showdowns in my life, CSU versus CU on the hardwood in basketball, okay? The first one was up in Boulder when Deion Sanders showed up for the very first time.
Now, how was that?
It was insane.
Okay, so that one, just like Jim Moore's,
it was just hysteria because the CSU did it formally, like where they brought him out and gave him a microphone. The first time that Deion ever showed up in Boulder, he came through the crowd.
So
it was like guerrilla style, where
unexpected, hey, I'm coming in.
Yeah, like there was a big time rumor that Deion could be in the building, and then it was you heard like a murmur like go through the crowd, like something was going on. You ever been to like a sporting event where there's like a fight and you don't see it initially, but you know something's going on, and everyone's starting to stand up and like, whoa, it's like what's going on here? It was Deion. And I remember that night he had a hood on, glasses, and went and sat in the crowd.
He ain't hard to find now.
And watched the game from the crowd, and everyone was just, every 10 seconds you were watching the game, then you'd like peek back up at Deion, like Deion Sanders is actually here. And then my second Rocky Mountain showdown ever is when Jim Mora shows up and grabs the mic and says, "We're going to the Pac-12 championship next year." It was just like, whoa. So what a great experience it was up there in Fort Collins. I mean, just a 10 out of 10 basketball game, like 10 out of 10. I thought CSU was going to blow them out. CU storms back, and then CSU eventually pulled away, made a million threes. But it was, I mean, you talk about a game day environment, the tension in the building with the 2 fan bases. Oh my gosh!
You got to share that moment with your son.
Yes, it was my 7-year-old who had his mind blown. He had never been in an atmosphere that had that much passion and tension. And I mean,
some pretty good sights,
dude,
sightseeing too.
But what his ears heard. I mean, they are openly chanting FCU, and they're not saying F.
They're mean.
And he's like trying to figure out what they're saying. He's like, Daddy, like, they saying Duck CU? I'm like, something like that. Something like that. So 10 out of 10 experience up there in Fort Collins. Huge shout out. Man, you talk about a shout out. Phil, the Broncos did it again. 10 straight. And we'll talk about it next.
The Broncos won their 10th game in a row and secured a key tiebreaker over New England. With a month remaining in the season, will the road to Super Bowl 60 run through the Mile High City? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What is going on, guys? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And guys, I know there's at least 50 of you listening right now who are thinking about popping that question. And you know you need a diamond. And I'm going to save you time and money right now by telling you this. You need to go see my jeweler, Williams Jewelers, for that perfect diamond engagement ring or the ultimate holiday gift. Or hey, just because that special somebody really deserves it. This holiday, imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, but they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue and in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
Here's a tale of Linda trying to lose weight, but the med prices she found were all over the place.
Hidden fees and markups made her jaw drop low. Then she found Good RX. Now she's in the know.
GLP-1 subscriptions FDA approved.
With clear upfront pricing.
And same-day pickup.
That's Good RX, the no-nonsense way. Save time and money on prescriptions.
Get to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. The holidays will be here before you know it, and for many families, that means excitement, but also stress. Between gifts, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to my friends at American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out if you qualify. Call American Financing at 303-695-7000 or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Hey Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. You know, in the game of life, our most valuable asset is our health.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
At 303 Law 4040, we know getting into an accident stinks, and so does getting worked over by the insurance company or even your slick-talking made-for-TV lawyer. So if we can help, just give us a call. 303 Law 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
If you have a tax problem, fear and sleepless nights are common. This is Todd Whalen, founder of Advanced Tax Solutions. We've been fixing tax problems for a long time. Many of our competitors not only have you meet with a salesperson, but that person gets a commission based on what they sell you. At Advanced Tax Solutions, our licensed professionals never get a commission for selling you anything. We've seen a lot of resolution companies come and go, but we're still here. Check us out at advancedtaxsolutions.com.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Fitness Gallery, selling the world's finest fitness equipment.
Get ready for every Broncos game with Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall as he joins The Drive every Friday afternoon at 4:45 exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Thanks to Corwin Toyota Boulder. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling. Here on a Monday, December 8th. Next verse, same as the first. We have done this 10 out of the last 11 Mondays, with the only omission being the bye week. Another game,
Another dub for the Denver Broncos. You cannot make it up. What up, Phil?
Woo! What's going on, man? Another one for the Denver Broncos.
They are scorching hot. The longest win streak in a decade. That's been the case for a while. They just keep on extending it. It's one of the longest win streaks in the history of the Denver Broncos, tying the Patriots for the longest win streak in the National Football League. It's just these damn Broncos, man. They just will not go away.
No, they don't quit. They don't lose. They find ways to win. It could be offensively, defensively. Hell, special teams now is starting to kind of come along. So it's just fun to watch, knowing that when you're going to turn on a game and, guys, it's the Raiders. They're down and out. They're 2-10. I don't care. They're an NFL team that's out there trying to get another win. For the Denver Broncos, they have one thing in mind: get the number one seed. Get the number one spot, have an opportunity to have 2 home games in the playoffs, and get to a Super Bowl. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're handling business. And this time they did it with special teams and offense.
Yeah.
Zach, it's fun to watch, man.
It was a complementary version of the Broncos that hasn't been a week-by-week thing. You know, like we've seen the defense be the strength of this team throughout the season, but we've had special teams like nightmare Sundays. We've had Sundays where the offense is just in despair and super frustrating, and we have to come in here and be incredibly critical. This was a game where special teams, offensively, defensively, they all were pulling from the same end of the rope, and you add it all up, it's another Broncos win, 24-17. The final score does not really reflect how dominant the Broncos were in a season where the Broncos have a dominant record, but they haven't been dominant. You know, Sunday in, Sunday out, they kind of, just inch by their opponent typically. And I know this one says a one-possession win, but that's not really what happened.
No, you can't look into the score. You have to really watch the game and see how the offense just went down the field, methodically just went down the field with 3 huge drives. And I was proud to see Bo Nix, Sean Payton, this offense just go down the field, man. And no matter what the Raiders threw at them, whether it's a blitz or it's going to play zone or going to be man, they could not stop the Denver offense. They could not stop the 4 yards of carry or that chunk play pass or maybe somebody breaking the tackle. Sean Payton put together a great game plan, and I know he said it earlier, Zach, during the week, that the game plan that they put together on Thursday night, Sean Payton, was not a good game plan. And I understand, it's a short week. You're trying to figure things out. You're trying to make it as simple as can be because you don't have a bunch of time to prepare. What you did against the Raiders on a long week of practice, you got to prepare the right way, and it showed. You go out there, you have these long drives, you end up finishing in the end zone. Defense handles business. Special teams comes up big for you in multiple ways. The punter pinning you in at the 5 or 2 yard line. Marvin Mims, all pro punt returner, kick returner, Marvin Mims takes one to the house for the first time. I mean, you have to love it, man.
Yeah, it was almost surprising when Andrew Catalon on the call for CBS said this is the first punt return for a touchdown for Marvin Mims. I was like, really? Like, I felt like we've seen 2 or 3 of those, but, obviously that was just in my head. There were some big returns, obviously, over the last 3 years, but just not a punt to the house. That was, again, that's a game-changing play.
That is.
That's a game-changing play.
Zach, and I just remember being on the special team unit. and how much pride you take into it, because all these special team players nowadays, they're lasting longer than a guy that just plays offense or defense. They're lasting 7 to 10 years because they're really good at special teams.
Sure.
When you finally get one to pop and you're on that unit, it's a pride thing. It's like, man, we did this together. It's not just about Marvin Mims. It's everybody doing it all at the same time. All 11 on that football field, finding a way to get on a block, get hands on a hat, they would call it, and help spring Marvin Mims for a huge play that turns the game around, that brings the momentum back in the Denver Broncos' favor, and you win the game because of it.
Yeah, it's really encouraging. And the more that the offense and special teams, for that matter, continue to move in the right direction and sort of meet the defense, or maybe not meet, but get in the same ballpark
like that.
of who the defense is, it just increases the ceiling on who the Broncos can be in 2025. And it does. And I know this has been the case, at least for me, for a couple weeks, maybe for you for a little bit longer, for maybe someone like Cecil the whole season. But it really does feel like all things are possible right now. Like
you're going Kevin Garnett on us.
There is no limit to what this team can do. And like, you know, we over the years call it the confetti test. You know, can you close your eyes and see the confetti falling when fill in the blank quarterback or team or you know, whether we're talking about the Denver Nuggets in 2022 and 2023 and the Avs in 22, like, do they pass the confetti test?
I'm closing my eyes, Zach. You got to keep going, man.
Like, can you see Sean Payton downtown in front of 1 million members of Broncos country giving a speech?
Yeah, 2 middle fingers up, too.
Holding the Lombardi trophy in one hand. Yeah, maybe a bird being flipped in the other. Like, can I see that? I can. Can I see Bo Nix lifting up the Lombardi trophy? Can I see Pat Surtain lifting up the Lombardi trophy, giving Vance Joseph a hug in Santa Clara at Super Bowl 60? I can.
This is just so insane. And to sit back here and watch the Denver Broncos find ways to win, you look up and their record is 11-2.
Insanity.
Guys, they lost 2 games. And those 2 games that they lost in were at the end of the game by a field goal.
With no time left.
With no time left. This team truly could be undefeated or maybe only 1 loss. And they're just putting together a masterclass of just finding ways to win. And I said earlier, special teams, defensively, offensively, Sean Payton putting together a great game plan. Everything is just right. And that's where we have to start with, hey, Greg Penner and what he did, paying all these guys that he believes are the backbone of this team.
Yep.
Okay, George believing in his draft class, and Sean painting this picture. Because now that VJ has put it out there, Sean does a great job of painting pictures for people. And right now, Sean's painting a picture of this team winning a damn Super Bowl, baby.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. The 10-game win streak. Saying that out loud. 10 consecutive wins. Again, you know, I covered this team your senior year of college, 2017. The Denver Broncos won half of the amount of games for a whole season that the Broncos have just rattled off in a row. They were the most blown-out team in football in 2017. Even more so, I think the Browns went winless that year, maybe won a game, and the Broncos were blown out more times than the Browns in 2017. 10 in a row is insane. It's the second longest win streak of Sean Payton's career. The only win streak longer was the year that they won the Super Bowl back in 2009. And 5 wins, in the last 5 wins, they've come by, and this is nuts, they have come by a combined 17 points. It's the second lowest point differential by a team in a 5-game win streak in NFL history, behind only a Giants team from the late 80s. Luckily, yesterday, it really, and I know that stat would indicate it's stressful, or it was stressful. It really wasn't yesterday.
You didn't feel any type of pressure?
Not you want to know what the one point of the game that made me feel uncomfortable is when, after that long, fantastic drive to lead the game, a 14-play, 81-yard drive that took almost 9 minutes.
You talking about the opening drive?
For the first opening drive touchdown for the Broncos since week 2. When the Raiders came right back and answered. And I went, because I'm thinking about the defense, like, man, is this defense leaking oil? You know, are they? Because at the end of last year, they really started to unravel.
Yeah.
And they were the worst total defense in the NFL in the last month of the season. And then what we saw a week ago, giving up 400 plus to the Commanders and 30 first downs.
Yeah.
And then that's the way that the game started. I'm like, man, what are we looking at here with this defense? But they settled in.
See, Zach, I was on the opposite side. I never felt like the Raiders had a chance. And even when the defense was leaky and they gave up a couple big plays, they gave up the touchdown, I believe the reason for that was sitting there for 9 minutes, pretty much.
Yeah.
You're just sitting there watching the game like a fan.
And that's 9 minutes on the game clock. In real time, it's probably 17 minutes.
With the TV timeouts and everything going on, the penalties, yeah. So as a defense, you're sitting there saying, wow, we never experienced this before. We're rolling out. We're doing some warm-ups because we're ready. We're anxious to get out there, but we're also excited because our offense is just driving down the field, and it's disheartening for a team to watch their defense just get ran up in. That's what it was. The Raiders got ran up in, and so when you finally get on the field as a defense, you have to kind of shake off the kinks and get going as well, and that's kind of what happened with this defense. And then they did get going, and they dominated.
They did, man. They held the Raiders to 17 points, and they're already in the grave, the Raiders are, but man,
put them in the dirt.
Pete Carroll, worst season of his career, and a great career. It's actually the third worst winning percentage for a coach that's ever won a Super Bowl in NFL history, is where the Raiders are at right now. Okay, what did we make of Bo Nix yesterday in Vegas? That's next.
The Broncos offense came out swinging, thanks to a strong performance by R.J. Harvey. Is the rookie runner proving he can be trusted to take control of Denver's backfield? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here on behalf of the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men out there about how you're feeling on this Monday. Are you feeling rested and refreshed coming out of the weekend? Or do you feel like you already need it to be Friday? Maybe you're not sleeping well. You're feeling sluggish. You have low energy because those sleep patterns are off. You're not making it to the gym like you once did. And when you do drag yourself there, it feels exactly like that, a drag. And maybe because of this, you're putting on weight, and hopefully you're not feeling sad or depressed. Guys, believe it or not, all these symptoms can be tied back to low testosterone, which just happens to us men as we age. I encourage you, though, go take the low T quiz at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. It's a 10-question quiz, yes or no answers, takes 2 minutes or less. But from there, you can schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. They'll draw your blood. They'll have the results within 30 minutes. A licensed medical provider will review those results with you, discuss your options. Guys, cost of the appointment is only $99. That includes a medical consult, a T and PSA test. And if you do sign up for testosterone treatment the day of your appointment, your visit is completely free. Fellas, you have one life to live. Don't spend yours wondering if you have low testosterone. Go take that low T quiz at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Samantha Flanagan here for Flanagan Law. If you find yourself in a car accident, do not tell the insurance company you are fine. They will hold that against you even if you end up with medical bills 3 months later. Protect your rights. Look for the Shamrock. Go with Flanagan Law.
Hey, Stoke here. If you need a hip or knee replacement surgery, check out Colorado Joint Replacement. They're home to some of the top trained surgeons in the state using the latest technology. Their expert surgeons offer the most innovative joint replacement care in the Front Range. To schedule an appointment, visit coloradojoint.org.
It's time to pack the CU Event Center for Colorado basketball.
There's an alley-oop to the net.
The Buffs are back, and single-game and group tickets are on sale now. Come cheer on your Buffaloes as they take on Big 12 powerhouses like Arizona, Kansas, Texas Tech, and more. Groups of 10 or more can take part in exciting game day experiences. Grab your tickets today at cubuffs.com/tickets or call the CU Athletics ticket office at 303-492-8282.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. Imagine all that could happen in 5 years. Jobs may change, kids are going to grow, new memes will come out, but also, what if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Well, thanks to Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you actually don't have to worry about that part of your future. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need them the most, that finds and fixes any issues before you even notice them. It's like a super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from threats online. Plus, you get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices with no one battling for bandwidth. For the next 5 years, all your devices are are going to be working in perfect harmony, and you get our best equipment with no annual contracts, no fees, no strings attached. So even though your kids will grow up and you still won't understand what 6-7 means, your internet will stay sharp, reliable, and most importantly, the price will stay put. All with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
Happy holidays, Colorado. This is David Chemansky with U.S. Mortgages, and after 30 years, we could not be more thankful and grateful to this great state and all the people who have contacted us and trusted us for their loan needs. Remember to take time to reflect on what matters most this holiday season, like family, friends, and God. We are in such a blessed country, and we all have so much to be thankful for. So from all of us to all of you, thank you and happy holidays.
Ulta Beauty's big holiday beauty sale is back with up to 50% off must-have gifts. Shop irresistible deals like the Shark Beauty Flex Style and Benefit Cosmetics travel size mascaras. With new offers weekly, same-day pickup or delivery, and our trusted associates, we make holiday shopping effortless. Head into Ulta Beauty today. Ulta Beauty. Gifting happens here.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, I'm Emily, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where a small box with a burgundy bow will help you win the holidays. As an in-house designer, I love creating meaningful, fine jewelry gifts. Choose a necklace with a gorgeous infinity charm to symbolize your everlasting love. Or go for a personalized piece with an engraving, their zodiac sign, favorite color gemstone, or their initial accented with pave diamonds. Because a friend wants you to be a holiday hero. Stop by or shop now at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Call Fix-It 24/7 for same-day service for any heating needs. Fast, reliable comfort when you need it most. Go to fixmyhome.com and click Book Now today.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
What did we make of Bo Nix yesterday? We'll get to that here in 10 seconds. Hey, this Friday, we are heading to MST Denver off of a Market Street and a Park Ave West, right near Coors Field. That's MST Denver for Bud Light Football Friday. Guys, from what I understand, this is the last Bud Light Football Friday of the year.
All right. So if you were ever going to come out, we'd love to see you on Friday. We're going to be broadcasting live from 2 to 6 p.m. Bud Light will be giving away a pair of tickets to Broncos Jags on Sunday, December 21st, along with 2 Bud Light VIP tailgate passes. You have to be 21 to enter that contest. Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Phil, what did you make of Bo Nix and his performance against the Raiders in a 24-17 win?
You mean our franchise quarterback? I thank you, Zach. I like that. You know what I made? And maybe I don't want to be disrespectful to him, but this game for Bo Nix, he was the ultimate game manager, right? He managed the game. He didn't have to be Superman. All he had to do was make the right decisions. All he had to do is when it's time for him to pass the ball, step into the pocket, set your feet, step into the throw, be accurate with the football, move the chains. And other than that, be pretty and hand the ball off. And that's something that Bo Nix was able to do the whole game. Find ways to just drive down the field. Bo Nix was able to find 11 different receivers.
Crazy.
11 different receivers.
Crazy.
Like, if I'm a player on the Denver Broncos, I know that every play I'm gonna go my hardest because you never know when you're gonna get the ball. Or
Yep.
if I was there, I would get the ball.
It's like playing with Jokic.
Yes.
If you're
yes.
open, you'll get the ball.
And I wanted to say that, but I also don't want to disrespect Jokic because we know how Jokic is very consistent.
Yeah. Different classification, but in that element, like his
distributor.
Bo's favorite target is whoever's open.
Yes.
He doesn't have to go to one guy repeatedly.
Yeah, and Bo Nix did that in his best throw of the day, and it's out there on the internet, his no-look pass, where he's looking at the defender, getting the defender to move and widen this hole so that when Cortland comes across the field, it's an easier throw. Bo Nix was able to laser it in there for a 10, 15-yard gain, maybe even more than that. It's a first down. Like, Bo Nix is understanding what he needs to do. He's taking care of the football. Would I've loved to see a touchdown pass? Of course, he's a quarterback, and he tried to do that in that opening drive instead of running it in for the touchdown the first time.
Yes.
He got a little greedy.
Oh, my gosh. That drove me nuts in the moment, and then he atoned for it on the very next play.
For sure. And you know what? He's a human being. He's a quarterback, and what he wants is some stats as well. I don't blame him. He's trying to make it easier, make it look good for himself by going out there, keeping eyes downfield, maybe an easy touchdown pass, and now it's on the stat sheet.
Because he only has one touchdown the last 3 weeks.
Oh, see? And that's the issue right there is, like, even Bo Nix, even Peyton Manning, all right, Patrick Mahomes, you look at your stats at some point.
Sure.
And you hear it. And at some point, as a quarterback, you want the stats. You want the yards.
Yes.
You want the touchdown.
Yes.
Now, it didn't work the first time. He learned his lesson, was able to utilize his athletic ability, scores a touchdown on a 14-play drive, 81 yards. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Touchdown for Bo Nix.
And I believe that was a design run when he actually did run it in. The first one, it organically opened up for him, and he turned it down. I thought yesterday Bo Nix did a great job, and even just considering what we just said, like, yeah, he wants to throw a touchdown, but he did not force the issue. Like, the phrase "take what the defense gives you" was meant for a day like yesterday, where the Raiders, and they play the soft shell defense, and which Bo has struggled against zone defense. Like, he just has. Most of his turnovers are against zone. I believe he had. Did he have two interceptions? Yeah, he had two interceptions the last time he played the Raiders. And, man, they play that, hey, let's keep everything in front of you. And he just said, okay, I'll take the 4-yarder. I'll take the 7-yarder.
That's gross.
It is. I think it's maturity as well.
I love that. It is the maturity. And for Bo Nix, the reason why he played so well is he didn't turn the ball over. The reason why he didn't turn the ball over, guys, is he didn't force the damn ball down the field to Troy Franklin or Cortland Sutton. It was like you just got done saying, Zach. Take what they give you. Let's methodically go down the field. We're going to run the ball. We're going to build off it with some play action. When we do drop back, make sure you take your steps. 3-step, 5-step, 7-step drop, no matter what it is. Step into the throw, and let's move the chains. Be smart with the football, and that's exactly what our man Bo Nix did. And guess what? 212 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, but you win the game.
Right.
That's all that matters.
And that is, truly. And, his numbers aren't crazy, 19 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, but the team's winning. He's got his hands on the steering wheel of the offense.
He's not gripping hard now.
He's not. This is 3 straight games where really he has been. Now, I'm not going to say the best version of himself, because I think the best version of Bo comes with some more touchdowns, but he's cool.
In control.
He is in control. He is, man. And you got your hands on that wheel, and you're the quarterback. Man, one little mistake, you're hitting the median. You're turning it over. Because although, he's got 1 touchdown the last 3 weeks, he also has 1 turnover in the last 3 weeks.
There you go.
And they're playing turnover-free football. And so it's good to see. And then the completion percentage. Now, I know a lot of his completions are at or behind the line of scrimmage, like an inordinate amount. But that being said, 31 of 38, I mean, dude, you're completing 82% of your passes. That's as good as you're ever going to find in an NFL game, because he has struggled with the accuracy this year. He's one of the bottom third in terms of completion percentage. But
if somebody says what you just got done saying, and I know you're just putting the facts out there, like, we want to see Bo throw it downfield. Well, what if it's not there? Because it's not there right now.
Yep.
You want to just see him thrown into double coverage so we can sit back here and criticize him for that?
No.
He's playing smart football, and that's the reason why the Denver Broncos are winning games now. But also the offense is starting, not necessarily catching the defense, but they're starting to help the defense out a lot more than they have in the past.
Agreed. And especially on a day like yesterday, when you're giving the defense as much as a break that a defense can ever have during an NFL game. That's what Bo Nix and the offense was giving them. I mean, 14 plays that takes 9 minutes off the clock is insane.
No, it's wild.
That's
and for
insane.
A defense, you kind of don't want the drives to be that long.
Sure.
Because you want to get out there, you want to get hit, you want to hit somebody, get in a rhythm as well. But that wasn't the case last night.
Even the drives that didn't work out, like their second drive, ended up in a punt, but it was still 9 plays for almost half of a football field that took 5 minutes. They had a turnover on downs. That series, though, was 10 plays and over 4 minutes long. They come out of halftime, 14 plays, 91 yards, over 9 minutes a clock.
Disheartening. That right there, you strip somebody's heart. You strip a defense heart when you go on a long drive at the beginning of the game, and when you're coming out of halftime, you're setting the tone right there that, hey, we are not losing this game. You guys can't stop us, so pretty much bend over.
Dude, their next drive after that was 19 plays, 90 yards. That took 10 and a half minutes. Like, you talk about game control and time of possession. Holy smokes. The Broncos were dominant in that regard yesterday. Dominant. And there was not – yesterday, they were surgical with a scalpel, not a hatchet. There was not a single play that even went for 19 yards.
It was smooth, Zach.
It was chip away. It was – you know what it was? You know what yesterday's Broncos offense was? It was Floyd Mayweather. It was Floyd Mayweather.
All right.
When I used to watch Floyd fight, it wasn't any haymakers. He wasn't knocking people out.
Especially as he got older.
Totally. But just stylistically, he was never like a knockout guy. He is going to outpoint you, out jab you. You're not really going to hit him. There's a lot of times after the fight, you're like, man, there wasn't a ton of action, but they won, and he won again, and the Broncos won again. And so, yeah, no knockout punches, not a single explosive play outside of the punt return. And there they were with a 24-17 win. So pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. Different stylistically that we've been used to. Okay, did we see something versus the Raiders yesterday that made us collectively say, now that's more like it? That's next.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and Blue Sports Stable in Superior for our Denver Sports Equipment Drive, benefiting Recruiting Classroom. We're taking donations of new or gently used sports equipment through December 20th. Head to denversports.com/equipment for a list of drop-off locations and most needed items. And help us spread some cheer this holiday season.
Hey Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. You know, in the game of life, our most valuable asset is our health. With the right equipment, you can train like a pro. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. I have a true treadmill at home. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
For the fitness fanatic on your Christmas list, save big this holiday season. At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here for my friends at O'Meara, and don't miss the payoff reduction event happening now at O'Meara GMC. Here's how it works. Your payoff's $18,000 at O'Meara GMC, it becomes $6,000. If your payoff is $14,000 at O'Meara GMC, it becomes $2,000. If your payoff is $12,000 at O'Meara GMC, it becomes $0. Over 1,000 vehicles to choose from, and 0% APR financing can save you even more. It's all happening right now at O'Meara GMC on 104th, stock TG 100701. Must qualify for all rebates.
The Wilhite Law Firm handles accident cases differently. If you're injured, we'll drive to your home, return every call, and keep you updated. After an accident, you want Wilhite. Get your free case review right now. Just call 303-GOOD-LAW today or visit WilhiteWins.com and win big with Wilhite.
Payton Manning here. Throughout my football career, staying healthy was a big priority, but bumps, bruises, and injuries were part of the game. And for me, it's not just the clinical excellence and expertise that sets a medical team apart. It's also the compassion, kindness, and empathy they show. At Common Spirit Health, healing is quality care and human kindness. And my friends at Common Spirit are teaming up with their partners to spread human kindness and create healthy communities. Common Spirit Health. Hello, human kindness.
Hey, it's Mike Evans. Restore your bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning hair with the same simple one-day treatment I receive from Dr. Tanya Pauls of Advanced Hair. Your own natural hair begins regrowing the very next day, and your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. For your free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. Advanced Hair. DenverSports.com.
Life happens, and then debt happens. Your laptop dies when you need it most. A hospital bill hurts more than an injury. Enter End Credit Union with a free debt consultation and a plan built just for you. End is here to help you break the debt cycle and get your finances on track. Debt happens. End helps. Schedule your free consultation at end.com/coaching. Standard account and credit qualifications apply.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan, powered by Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider, Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Did we see something versus the Raiders yesterday that made us collectively say, okay, now that's more like it? What did you make of the Denver Broncos run game yesterday, Mr. Phillip Lindsay?
Mr. R.J. Harvey. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we need to see moving forward. You remember that one day we were in camp, and we were talking about Audric Estime and how Audric Estime, he's not running hard, and he's pouting and all that. And then all of a sudden, that next day or two, he started to run hard, started to run people over, starting to look like a different man.
Yep.
Well, that's kind of how R.J. Harvey's doing right now, with everybody kind of criticizing him, saying, is he really the man? Can he really hit the hole? Are we feeling his presence? Well, we felt his presence a little bit more yesterday when R.J. Harvey's breaking tackles, when he's being patient, letting the hole develop and set up, and then he's hitting it hard, when he's falling forward for a first down, or now instead of it being 2nd and 4, it's 2nd and 2 because you got two extra yards. R.J. Harvey did a lot with the carries that he was given. 17 carries, Zach. From going from 4, 5, 6 carries to 17 carries, averaging 4.4 yards, maybe even 5 if he was able to bust a longer run.
He was close.
And he was. Like,
he was close.
Time. I mean, running with his hair on fire. Like, that's what we need. And if R.J. Harvey could continue to run like he did against the Raiders, and I know it's the Raiders, and the Raiders are not a very good football team.
No, they're not.
But let's just say he does that against the Green Bay Packers this week.
Yeah.
They're going to win the game because now there's a balanced attack. Now Bo Nix is going to have opportunities downfield because now you have to bring a safety in the box or an extra linebacker to stop that damn run. So R.J. Harvey did a phenomenal job, Zach, of moving the chains, working and earning his 75 yards the right way, and hopefully he can build off of this.
Yeah, it was kind of the opposite of his other 2 quote-unquote big games this year, where the majority of his yardage came off a run. It was the opposite. He got to 75 yards with not one run longer than 15 yards. And so just like body blow. I mean, he was very effective. I thought, and I don't even have to think very hard about it. Like, that was the best game that R.J. Harvey has had as a Denver Bronco.
The most confident game.
Do you agree with that? That was his best game?
Oh, wholeheartedly, I agree with you on that, Zach. I mean, he was confident. He was understanding what he needed to do. He was setting up the plays. I mean, there's not more that you were asking for him to do other than maybe break a long one off, which will come.
It will come.
The more confidence that you have, the more times that you're out there and you get comfortable with the offensive line, you get comfortable with your ability as an NFL running back. And Sean Payton's going to make sure of that. Sean Payton knew that the Raiders were not a good team. This is the time to get your young rookie confidence. This is the time to get the offensive line back in action, back on the right page, into some type of rhythm, which is just getting downhill, getting straight ahead, hitting somebody, getting into double teams, and giving your running back a chance to move the chains for you.
Yeah, his first game this year where he was 100 yards from scrimmage, 75 on the ground, 25 through the air. He was here with Sean Payton after the game talking about R.J. Harvey and the run game as a whole.
Yeah, he's got really good contact balance. And Jaleel, really stepped in, had some good plays. So we had the ball a long time. The week ago it was the other way around. Defensively we had defended a number of snaps. Last question.
Well, it had to be demoralizing for the Raiders. It had to be demoralizing as it was, 4-yard run, 7-yard run, 3-yard run. Almost every single run had positive value. And really, I thought, now I don't want to get carried away because we didn't see any version of Barry Sanders yesterday, and no one ran for more than 75 yards. But that being said,
not a little bit of Bo Jackson out there?
Not quite. But that being said, with the amount of questions that we had coming in, okay, and the answer, at least for yesterday, that we got from R.J. Harvey, I thought Jaleel played pretty well.
He ran hard.
I thought Bidet had a carry or two that I liked. Adam Prentice. I mean, goodness gracious, the longest play of the day yesterday came from Adam Prentice. And so,
but it's good for Sean.
It's great.
Sean's finally saying running back by committee. Everybody's going to get involved. You said it yourself that the first touchdown of the game for Bo Nix was a design run, you think.
Yep.
All right, so now Sean's saying, hey, we don't have J.K. Dobbins, but we're going to have to keep a defense honest. How do you do that? Running back by committee, get your quarterback involved. Hell, get your fullback involved. There's one thing that's going to happen every single game. Prentice is going to get a catch, and he's going to get a run. If it's 3rd and 1, watch out because the fullback is getting the ball for a first down, and that's being creative as an offensive-minded coach. That's getting everybody involved. Everybody touches that football. You look up, you score because of that.
Well, good for R.J. Harvey. He was a big part of the win yesterday. He has now totaled 9 offensive touchdowns, 5 on the ground, 4 in the air. His 9 touchdowns are tied for the 4th most by a Broncos rookie running back in team history. It's the most by any running back this year, a rookie running back in the NFL. He also became just the 6th rookie since 1990 to record at least 5 rushing touchdowns and 4 receiving touchdowns. All right? I'm going to say that one more time. Just the 6th rookie since 1990 to have at least 5 touchdowns on the ground and 4 in the air. The only guys who have done it since 1990, Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara, David Johnson, Matt Forte, and Edgerrin James. So some pretty good
touchdown machine.
Pretty good company there. Here's a little bit more from Sean, what they liked about Harvey coming out of the draft.
We drafted the runner, and I mean, like what we saw from him as a runner, and then we saw enough his senior year as a receiver that we felt, but it was like the opposite with Kamara. When we drafted Kamara, we drafted the receiving threat, and then it was like, wow, we saw something different when we handed it to him as well. And with RJ, we drafted the runner first. And when you see him, you guys have spent time with him. He's quiet, but he's put together. He's short, but he's put together well. And so he's grown up quick, because of the injury to JK.
And I know that, Kamara's name gets used there.
Yeah.
He's not making an analogy about Kamara. He's talking about how they're the literal opposite from the hallmark of why they were drafted. And we've talked about this, and I've tried to drive this point home because, yeah, he has been really good out of the backfield, but that's not why they drafted him. They drafted him to be a down-to-down, starting running back in the NFL, and we just hadn't seen the evidence to support the draft process evaluation until yesterday, I thought yesterday was the first sign of, maybe there is a starting running back in there.
No, for sure. But now this is the thing. You're going up against Green Bay this week, a tougher opponent. Green Bay has the film. A lot of times when you're a running back that's splitting carries, you're in there, here or there, there's not a lot of film on you. So when you go out there, it's like, hey, he's going to probably catch the ball. Now they know that you can run the ball a little bit. They're going to stack the box a little bit more. What do you do with those carries now? Can you be consistent? I don't need to see a 70-yard run. Now, of course, go out there and do it. But if you can't, can you be the same version of yourself that you were against the Raiders that were 2-10? If you can start stacking games, stacking weeks where you're just consistent. That's when you know that you're a bell cow running back. So for RJ Harvey, keep working. Whatever you did to prep for this game, you do the exact same thing in a little bit more, because now you're on people's radar. You go to the scouting report. They're going to bring up Mr. RJ Harvey, a guy that can run hard. Okay, that will break tackles if you do not wrap up. A guy that's going to catch out of the backfield, and Bo Nix is starting to have a connection with him. So his name is going to be out there during the prep for Green Bay. And what does it look like when everybody has all eyes on you?
All right, we shall see. We shall see. The Broncos are in the driver's seat of the number 1 seed. What was our biggest takeaway from Denver's 10th straight win? That's next.
The Broncos went into Las Vegas and took down the Raiders, reclaiming their spot as the top seed in the AFC. Is Sean Payton finding balance on offense at just the right time? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and Sun Cruiser at Mile High Station on Sunday, December 14th from 12 to 2:25 p.m. for the Fan Football pregame show. Get in the game with orange and blue face painting and Sun Cruiser iced tea vodka. Let the good times cruise all football season long.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Select Health, how can we help?
Representative.
I'm ready to answer any questions you have.
Representative.
I'm Sam.
Representative.
It sounds like you said representative. One moment. Select Health, how can we help?
Finally. Hi, I have a question on copays.
I can help with that.
Real people, real answers in real time. Select Health, insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry is proud to announce that we are Denver's authorized dealer for Norcane watches, the official luxury watch of the NHL. With every purchase of a Norcane watch, you'll receive a free Wolf winder, a $400 value, while supplies last. Family owned like Matthews, Norcane is dedicated to crafting innovative, high-quality Swiss watches with over 4 decades of heritage in the industry, pushing boundaries and embracing innovation.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry in the Highlands Ranch Town Center and at MatthewsFineWatches.com.
Thinking about buying a home in Colorado? You're not the only one. And now might be your best shot. We're officially in a buyer's market, guys, which means you've got the upper hand. More homes on the market, competition is down, and serious deals are out there just waiting to be found. Whether you're a first-time buyer or looking to upgrade or downsize, now's the time to get pre-approved. And American Financing can make that happen in 24 hours or less. Interest rates are competitive, and home prices have been stable. That means you can find a great deal while locking in a monthly payment that fits your budget. Plus, with home equity building over time, your investment grows, making home ownership a smart, long-term financial decision. If you continue to pay rent, you're just paying your landlord's mortgage, and you don't need 20% down. You could be in your new home with as little as 3% down. Plus, they offer down payment assistance programs to make home ownership even easier. So call American Financing at 303-695-7000 or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Dan Jacobs for 303 Law 4040, and I'm here with that beautiful voice you hear on the other end of the phone oftentimes when you call 303 Law 4040. It's my lovely wife, Kimberly. Kim, I know you and I had so much fun the other day. We actually met with a couple that had been in an accident up north in their house the other day, and Randy was so excited. He's like, I can't believe it. It's the lovely wife. She's right here in my kitchen.
He's too kind. It was really great to meet him and his wife and his pets and just be able to help them.
I think it helps that when you answer the phone, when people call 303 Law 4040, it makes things, I know calling a lawyer can be scary, but I don't know, your soothing voice just makes it a little bit easier.
Well, I just want to help. That's all. And I know how to do that.
I love the holidays. I always like to wish our listeners happy holidays. Would you like to do so as well?
Absolutely. Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful new year.
And I hope you never need us, but just in case, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303-LAW-4040. That's 303-LAW-4040.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, the new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
Happy holidays from Done Right Home Improvements. Putting off that home makeover till after the holidays? Well, good, because book your project now for install after and save 16% or get a great financing deal. drhi.com.
Hey, Stoke here. At Colorado Joint Replacement, your hip or knee replacement surgery is their first priority. They completed over 27,000 joint replacements since 2005, and their expert surgeons are committed to helping you get back to the life you love. To schedule an appointment, visit coloradojoint.org.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Trade Gen Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter-Har Motors. Leading off with a big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute. On a Reaction Monday, as we get further and further into the month of December. Another Broncos win. It's just crazy, man, that and I know I said it at one point there in that first hour, but 10 out of 11 Mondays, we're coming in here reacting to a Broncos win.
You can't take this for granted. Those players cannot take this for granted because sometimes you feel good and you get stuck in the same routine over and over, and it's Victory Monday. So what does Victory Monday mean as a player? You're not coming into the office. You get used to it, but don't get too fat. Understand that there's another game around the corner, another opponent that wants to knock you off, that's going to give you their best shot, but you have to keep it up so that you can get the number one spot.
Man, this team had a losing record after 3 weeks, and then they haven't lost a game. Number one seed in the AFC. You have every tiebreaker now over the Patriots and all the different types of wins that we've come in here and reacted to. It's like, they beat down Cincinnati to get back to 500.
Yeah.
But it was like, well, it's Jake Browning, and then there was the comeback in Philly. And that was what Sean calls really like a turning point in the season. And then it's the New York Jets, and it was a comeback as well. And then it was the New York Giants, and the largest in-game turnaround in the history of the sport, literally.
Drama.
And then there was a win over the Cowboys, but at the time it was like, well, that's the single worst defense in all of the league. And then it was a win over Houston in which they knocked out, C.J. Stroud, and it's like, okay, well, would they have won that game if and then it's the win over Kansas City. And then it got like, if you weren't on board, like after that, it was like, this is getting extra real. And then,
you got the bye week.
You got the bye week, and then the Commanders win was a little bit frustrating because the defense looked like the worst version of itself. And, and yet I skipped over the Thursday night win, which was a slog where the rest of the country was making fun of the game.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one.
And yesterday, for my money, it was the most boring game of the year, but kind of in a good way. It wasn't like crazy aesthetically pleasing. There wasn't big plays. There wasn't a single play that went for 20 yards, but it was game control. It was methodical and healthy, I think, for our heart to not freaking be going nuts in comeback fashion. That was the first win all year where the Broncos didn't have to come from behind.
It's like, you know what? I always tell my wife, there's days, there's weeks where it just seems boring. But boring is good in life. Boring means that everything is going as planned, not extra exciting, but also not chaotic, or you're sitting there saying, dang, I wish it was boring.
Correct.
That's what's happening with the Denver Broncos, especially yesterday. You're right. It was a boring game in the sense of there wasn't a lot going on. The explosive plays were not there. We had the special teams, Marvin Mims punt return taken to the house. That was probably the most explosive play, the most excited I got throughout that game.
Definitely.
But you need games like this where you control the clock, where you go down the field and everybody touches the football, where you can get a young rookie running back going, where he can build his confidence, where the defense doesn't have to do as much work so that they can stay healthy. This game right here was a business game. Get in there, get out.
I like that.
You had a bunch of Broncos fans there, which was insane. You're in Vegas, but yet it's a sea of orange, which you love to see. But you handle business, you get back on the plane, and you get ready to play for this next week because it gets real. You have almost 100% chance of making the playoffs. Right there, everything is out there is for you to take. You have full control now. Now finish this off the right way. And this is why we always say start fast and finish strong. Can the Denver Broncos finish strong? They have a tough schedule. You got Green Bay. You got the Jags. All right, you still got Kansas City who's gonna still want to win that game when you're coming into their house. And then you have the Chargers that are still fighting to try to win this division. So there's a lot of good football to be played, and you have to be healthy, focused, and ready to roll.
What do you think your biggest takeaway from yesterday was?
The biggest takeaway for me would have to be how dominant the offense looked. When I say dominant, it's not the points. It's the drives. 3 long drives, Zach, and you talked about it earlier. You had the opening drive, 14 plays, 81 yards, touchdown, right? You topped it off with a Bo Nix touchdown. All right, then you go again, another 14-play, 90-yard drive, touchdown. Then you turn around in the fourth quarter, and you go 19 plays, 90 yards, in a field goal. So all 3 of those long drives ended up with points. That's what you want to see. And so to me, it's like the offense is starting to click. Bo Nix is starting to understand what he needs to do. He does not have to be Superman all the time.
No.
Don't put that cape on all the time.
That was Clark Kent yesterday.
There you go. Be a game manager. There's nothing wrong to manage a game at times. And just move down the field. Trust everybody. Trust the process. Trust what Sean Payton has to offer as an offensive play caller. And that's exactly what I got out of this was just the offense is starting to click to help this defense out, and that's what's going to help us win a lot of games in the playoff and get to a damn Super Bowl.
That's fair, man.
What did you have, man?
They really did push him around up front. I think my biggest takeaway, man, I think that the run game has a chance. That the run game has a chance.
Zach Bye kind of warming up to it.
Well, there hasn't been much to warm up to, since Dobbins went down. That was definitively the strength of the offense when J.K. Dobbins was around. And not having him around still may cost the Denver Broncos big time. I do not want to get over my skis with a run game that did it against a 2-win team.
Yes.
But that being said, you have to start somewhere. And yesterday was a great place to start. I thought there was a lot of pressure on the run game coming into yesterday. I really did. And the fact that we saw, and again, he didn't run for 140 yards. It was 75 yards on 4.5 yards a carry, not 7 yards. But considering where this thing came from, it was such a pleasant surprise that I'm like, man, could they shift their way in this department? Because we talked about it. We got the number from Cecil about a month ago that Super Bowl teams the last 25 years have averaged 114 yards a game on the ground.
Yeah.
And the Broncos running backs since Dobbins went down have been producing in the 50s. So
how confident are you, though? On a scale of 1, let's go 1 to 5 because I want to mess with your head. 1 to 5, 5 being like I'm so confident.
Yeah.
With this run game, moving forward, you got 4 games left, and then you got the playoffs, which we all know, Zach. We sit here, we talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
If you're going to win a playoff game, which the Denver Broncos have not done yet in a while, you have to have a run game and a tight end. How confident are you after watching R.J. Harvey in that run game yesterday?
Out of 5?
Out of 5. I don't want to go 10 on you.
I'll go a 3.
Okay.
I was between a 2 and a 3 because you have to take into consideration for this specific question that you're asking me, you have to take into consideration your opponent, and that is a bad football team.
They are.
Like the Raiders are, goodness gracious, they could end up with the number 1 pick in the draft. Sincerely. They haven't won a football game in 3 months, 2.5 months. So, and the last
Damn Raiders.
And the last time they won, it was against the Titans, who are actually have the number 1 pick right now. So I have to take that into consideration, but also like I don't want to ignore what my eyes saw yesterday. I saw an effective run game. That happened, but extrapolating it to the rest of the season through the lens of a Super Bowl and playing the best competition that the NFL has to offer, I'm not going to overreact to one game. So I'll say my confidence level a 3 out of 5.
See, look, you're better than me. I'm still at 2.5.
Okay.
I'm going to say 2.5.
I didn't know we could put halves on it.
Okay, we'll go 2.
Then just do it out of 10 then.
Okay, all right, we'll go 2.
Okay.
There you go. Fine. Zach, are you happy?
Yes.
We'll go. I'm out of 2 because I need to see more from R.J. Harvey. All right, it was the first game that R.J. Harvey literally got to have 17 carries. So the next time that you get 15 to 17 carries, does it look like this? Maybe a little bit better. All right, we know that you can score. You're a touchdown machine. You get to the red zone. Sean Payton's going to be creative with the play calls. You're going to get your touchdowns. But can you be consistent on a day-to-day basis when we need you the most? And only time will tell with that. The other thing, the one thing that you were nervous about is what I'm nervous about now. You have R.J. Harvey. If R.J. Harvey goes down, then what?
You're screwed.
Got 4 games left.
Yeah.
And if you have 4 games left, and the depth is kind of going, dwindling down, you end up missing out on R.J. Harvey because now you're giving him more carries. We can't keep giving him 17 carries. You weren't giving J.K. that. So why would you give R.J. that? So that's the only concern for me is what happens if something goes wrong with R.J. Harvey, because now you don't have a run game or a guy that you can count on to get you the touchdowns, because that's exactly what R.J. Harvey has been doing.
Well, I'll say this too, and no one's going to like hearing this today. I think a lot of the running backs could score the touchdowns that R.J. has scored this year.
Most definitely, Zach. I know, but if you say that, then you're a hater. You're a hater, but believe me, there's a bunch of running backs in this league that are watching, sitting there on the sideline, wishing that they could be the guy that walks in on a easy touchdown.
Sure.
And it happens more times than not. And you sit there and you're like, well, damn, if you would create a play for me, I would do the exact same thing. So it all comes down to who Sean likes, who Sean wants to get more involved. Let's be real.
Yeah. I'll say this. I think the goal, because yesterday was really productive. That was 152 yards. But you have to take into account there's some Bo Nix scrambles.
Jalil had a couple chunk plays.
Yep, there was a big play from Prentice, and Mims had a carry.
Yeah.
But I'm not obsessing over the number. I think considering who the Raiders are, okay, and what it's going to look like moving forward, not only into the playoffs, but you look at the slate that's awaiting them. It's one of the harder 4-game sequences to finish the season of any NFL team, with Green Bay coming in here, followed by Jacksonville, followed by Kansas City in Arrowhead, and then finishing up with the Chargers.
You got to be a dog.
So I think they said third. The third highest strength of schedule left in the NFL belongs to the Denver Broncos. So you know what I look at? I look at the Super Bowl 50 team. The Super Bowl 50 team have a good offense. No, they didn't. They were being propped up by the defense, right?
The defense was the one doing all the work.
One of the greatest defenses of all time, right? But the Broncos that year found a way to manage 107 yards a game on the ground. 107 yards. Did that rank in the top 5? No. Did it rank in the top 10? It did not. It was actually, by definition, below average. Okay? By definition. It was the bottom half of the NFL. If the Broncos can get to around that number, 105, 107 yards, that's what I think. If you can just get to, I'll just make it simple. If you can average 100 yards a game, if your ground game can balance out the pass and just average around 100 yards a game, I think they have a shot. And based off what I saw yesterday, it gives me hope that they can get there.
Well, the ultimate goal is winning a Super Bowl, and if they're going to do that, they are going to have to be more balanced, Zach. They are going to have to be able to rely on play action, How do you get play action? You have to be a threat on the ground. You have to get the defense to want to move up and keep them honest so that Bo Nix does have the opportunities to take some shots downfield, does have opportunities to get the playmakers like Troy Franklin or your boy Pat Bryant that's emerging as the number 3 receiver now.
Man, it seems like
talk about it.
Every week he is earning more trust, getting more opportunity, earning more trust, getting more opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been
taking advantage of it. Now it doesn't look good for a certain other receiver, and I know we'll talk about it and discuss, but for Pat Bryant, he's playing his butt off. He's gaining confidence, and he's a rookie as well, and Sean right now loves his rookie. So if we're going to make this long run, long story short, RJ Harvey is going to have to produce.
Yes.
He's going to have to be able to move the chains on 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. He's going to be able to break the tackles like he's doing and continue to catch out of that backfield. And if he can do that and stay healthy, we do have a chance, Zach.
Yep. And because of that run game, yesterday, the Broncos recorded 3 offensive drives of at least 14 plays in a single game for the first time since at least the year 2000. That is a long time, okay? It was also Denver's first game with at least 2 8-minute touchdown drives since at least the year 2000. And I know I've said this before, but when you hear this phraseology of at least, they just don't have the data to go back any further. You'd have to probably do it manually. Defensively, what did you make of the Broncos yesterday?
You know, it's hard. It was hard for me to grade the defense because, one, they were on the sideline so damn long that you have to take that in consideration that the rhythm is off.
Yep.
But when the defense was out there, other than at the beginning of the game, the Raiders' opening drive, where they drive down there, they score, they look like, okay, is this defense going to be the same defense that they were against the Commanders, or are they going to tighten up? They tightened up. They got pressure on Geno. They were able to stop the run. They did what they had to do, Zach. Now, they didn't look as dominant as they have in the past, but they did enough. I mean, what are you asking for? I mean, Ashton Genty, the Raiders' first-round draft pick, 30 yards.
Man.
Now, I will say this
I almost
about
feel
my
bad
man.
for him.
I do feel bad for him. There's a lot of people that are calling him a bust. Well, you try to go out there when your offensive line's not working for you, and every time you touch the ball, you're getting hit in the backfield. You can't do anything with that.
No.
So I'm not ready to call him or consider him or call him a bust right now. Now, he has to kind of get going, and it can hurt his confidence. I will say that as a running back, when you have a bad year,
Sure.
you're straining now in the offseason.
Sure.
You're hoping that things get better for you. So hopefully Ashton Genty can turn things around for himself. They're going to have to help him out. But the defense handled business. They took care of business. They did the right things, and that's all you're asking for, Zach. What'd you think?
Well, I thought mostly outside of a play here, a play there, and that first drive, man, they were pretty suffocating. I mean, Geno Smith and they knocked another quarterback out of the game. We got to see Kenny Pickett for a handful of plays, but they were pressuring the hell out of those guys. The numbers behind that statement, the Broncos pressured Geno and Kenny Pickett on 19 of 37 dropbacks. That is a pressure rate of over 51%. They got 4 sacks underneath their belt. They recorded a pressure rate of at least 50% for the 5th time this season. No other team in the NFL has done that more than 3 games, holding the Raiders to 40 rushing yards. That's the fewest. That is the fewest rushing yards on the road since your 2019 Broncos played at the Minnesota Vikings, in which really, even the context of that, Kirk was throwing the ball everywhere. Kirk Cousins, so they didn't even really need to run it.
And they were down.
They were down 20-0.
Yeah. We went in there with a great game plan, came out with the ass game plan.
Yeah. well,
went in there with a good one. How do you come out with a bad one? I don't know, but we did it.
Yep, up 20-0, and the Vikings scored on all 4 possessions in the second half in that game. But yeah, I mean, so they couldn't run it, they couldn't pass it. Like Geno Smith and Kenny Pickett combined for 189 yards passing. So, and I know they scored a couple touchdowns there. One late, kind of just window dressing, in my opinion.
Yeah. Call it garbage time. I hate saying that.
Yeah,
word,
I don't like that either.
It was over. Like that at that time, your mindset's done. You know that you have the game won. You just want to come out healthy, so you're not going as hard. You're trying to take the ball carriers down, but you're not trying to decapitate their heads. So I mean, it's one of these things where I don't look at it as that the defense dominated and they did what they had to do.
Yeah. Yep. So okay, I mean, just pretty good grades kind of all around, really. I mean, you just had to you had to have that game for the tiebreaker purposes, and it was the first game all season long that you controlled from start to finish. Bad football team, sure, but you don't apologize for it.
Well, tell me this: we're praising the defense, we're praising the offense. We got to talk about the special teams. Say Marvin Mims doesn't get that touchdown.
Yeah.
It's a different story.
It is.
It's a little different than what we're saying now.
Agreed. And Pete Carroll said as much at halftime when he was like, this is an even game. The thing that's making the difference is the punt return.
Special teams.
And that was a big deal. That was a big deal. Do you think that because the Raiders are so bad, do you think that the Broncos offense or defense should have had more success?
See, this is hard because I'm sitting there and I'm watching the Seahawks just go crazy in the second half against the Falcons. And it's like that's what a championship team looks like as well. A team that's trying to get to a championship, they handle business. Would I love to see more out of Bo Nix when it comes to the touchdown passes and more explosive plays? Yes. But every game takes on its own identity. And therefore, do I think if Mims doesn't score that touchdown, it's a different ballgame, yes. But do I think that Sean Payton goes into his bag of tricks and he's a little bit more aggressive? I think that is the case, and we end up winning no matter what because we have the playmakers, and the Raiders are just down and out. Guys, they are down and out, and I guarantee you this, that majority of those players have already signed up for their vacations.
Totally.
They don't want to play anymore.
Totally.
So if you're in this tough ball game and you end up making a big play on them, they're going to give up. That's just human nature when you know you're not fighting and playing for anything anymore. So do I think it would be different? Yes, at the beginning, but I think Sean would have been a little bit more aggressive. Bo Nix would have been a little bit more aggressive, and we would have still won the game.
Yeah. Sean told the CBS crew that he wanted yesterday to be a statement. And I don't know if they made a statement. They checked the box of the most important thing, and that's winning the football game. All right? And this is really an illustration of just the position that the Broncos have put themselves in, that they've won so many games in a row that we like grade the wins on a curve, right? When you're not in this position, it's just the most important thing is whether you won or lost. And again, that's a testament to this incredible position that Denver has put themselves in. But yeah, Sean Payton did say that. So if you were one of these folks that were like, hey, I want to go see the Broncos dominate the Raiders, you were not alone. Sean Payton agreed with you. He wanted to be a statement when he wanted, like the Seattle Seahawks game that you just referenced, what was it, 31-7 or whatever it was.
Yep.
Like, it wasn't that. It wasn't that.
But didn't Sean's offense kind of make a statement? I mean, you sit there and the points. I understand, like, we want to see the points. We want to see that type of glory. But when you have drives like the Denver Broncos had, three of those things.
Yeah, it's blunt force trauma.
You have 14-play drive, 19-play drive, taking 9 minutes, 10 minutes. Like, that's making a statement in itself.
Yeah, it's a different kind of statement.
A different type of statement where it's like, we're here. We're dominant. We don't have to score a bunch of points to beat you. We can just go down the field and make you suffer that way. Now, up against someone like Green Bay, I don't think you can do that because Green Bay, when they get the ball, they're powerful as well. They can make some big-time plays like they did against Chicago, which Chicago has a really good defense. So I think that they made a statement in their own way of, like, offensively, we're just going to go down the field, and it's going to be an offensive game where our defense is just sitting there eating Snicker bars and maybe a couple Skittles because they have it in the back there. I know they do. And just watch the offense go to work.
Yeah, do I think when you break it down by the drives, that's there's a statement there. But 24, I mean, that's the league average, So, but hey, man, it's the name of the game is to go execute and win. They did enough, and I'll just say this: the Raiders' defense is designed not to give up big plays. Yeah. It's literally that's the design of it. So, not gonna cry about it by any means. Marvin Mims. What an absolute game-changing weapon that young man is.
We're lucky to have him.
It truly, and it leaves like almost more to be desired in the pass game of like, dude, this guy is so electric. How do we get him going the way that the Broncos did the last 7 games of last year? We haven't really seen that at all with Mims.
And that's what's irritating me. You have a playmaker. Is he the greatest receiver? No, but he's explosive, and he has a connection with Bo, which we just talked about, where you said the last 7-8 games last year, Marvin Mims went crazy. Why can't we do that with him now? If you're this great offensive coordinator, which Sean in the past has been a really damn good offensive coordinator, you get everybody involved. What it looks like to me now is Marvin Mims, his role is being diminished, and it's kind of as a fourth string receiver, and you have Pat Bryant, who's kind of emerged as a third string receiver, which is all good and dandy. But don't forget about a playmaker that can make big time plays for you and explosive plays for you any given snap. So for Sean, what do you have to do to get everybody involved? Because you need everybody. You don't have JK. You don't know really what you have in RJ Harvey moving forward. Can he be consistent? But you need that big playability, and Marvin Mims gives you that as a special teamer, but also as a receiver. So Sean has to find a way. He must find a way. Don't kind of shun him out and just put him to the side, because that's exactly what you did to Marvin Mims yesterday.
Yeah, just one target for him.
Just one target. And I saw Marvin Mims on the sideline kind of frustrated, and he was looking at his coach. It seemed like he was asking, why can't I get more involved? That has to be the case now. We have to get one of our explosive players involved, along with Pat Bryant, Troy Franklin, and Cortland Sutton.
And then Adam Prentice, man. Adam Prentice, there's a real role for him on game days, and he was instrumental yesterday. Here was Sean Payton after the game talking about his fullback.
He has, and man, with Nate's injury, and we think he's close to coming back, but he's done a really good job because Nate played in some of that role where he's at. Listen, he had a really good game today because there's some contact in line with he and the linebackers, and the one thing about him is you know exactly what you're getting. You're never fooled. And his run fits, his blocking fits, all those things for a fullback. He played, I'm sure when we look at the film, he played well, and he'll be sore tomorrow.
He's just a football player.
He really is. After he left CSU, he became a man. He became a man.
Oh, man. I was up at CSU this weekend. Incredible experience in Fort Collins on Saturday. Incredible basketball game. It was fun, man. Moby, high recommend, especially for a game like that. Yeah. The Rocky Mountain Showdown, high recommend. That was awesome. Okay, shifting gears. The end of the Broncos game may need to be reviewed by the FBI, and we'll talk about why next.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan at Blue Sports Stable in Superior for our Denver Sports Equipment Drive, benefiting Recruiting Classroom. We're taking donations of new or gently used sports equipment through December 20th. Head to denversports.com/equipment for a list of drop-off locations and most needed items. And help us spread some cheer this holiday season.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing.
Mom, how do you feel?
I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Happy holidays, Colorado. This is David Szymanski with U.S. Mortgages, and after 30 years, we could not be more thankful and grateful to this great state and all the people who have contacted us and trusted us for their loan needs. Remember to take time to reflect on what matters most this holiday season, like family, friends, and God. We are in such a blessed country, and we all have so much to be thankful for. So from all of us to all of you, thank you and happy holidays.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel?
I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Google of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Samantha Flanagan here for Flanagan Law. Navigating personal injury claims on your own can feel like trying to solve a puzzle with missing pieces. Don't let things fall apart. Protect your rights. Look for the Shamrock. Go with Flanagan Law. Online at flanagan.law.
Advent Health is Littleton's home for highly specialized, life-changing heart care. From preventive screenings to personalized treatment options, it's heartfelt care from expert hands. The Advent Health Heart and Vascular Institute is now open, ready to provide wholehearted care for your whole health.
Brenda Stokely from my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 40 years. They conduct over 150 auctions every year, selling tens of thousands of items at the price you set. Auctions are held regularly for Colorado government agencies, and they always have big-ticket items at great prices. That's why I love Roller Auction. And almost all bidding is conducted online in real time, and it's open to the public. Anyone can participate. Check back regularly. New auctions are added weekly. Be the first to know about new auctions available for bidding when you sign up for email notifications. Go to rollerauction.com/thefan.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed, or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. See website for details.
The giving machines are open now through the new year in the Cherry Creek North Holiday Market on 2nd Avenue and Fillmore Street. An inspiring way to participate in the act of service that lifts our neighbors locally, globally, and blesses people on both sides of the glass. Touch lives with one touch.
This segment on The Fan is brought to you by Embers Golf, where your passion meets the green.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it. 1. All righty. The end of the Broncos game may need to get reviewed by the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
May.
Holy guacamole.
Send in the tape.
Dude, during the commercial break, they were talking about it on ESPN. Because, like not breaking down the game, talking about the end of the game and what it meant for gamblers all around the country. So you guys, a lot of you guys know the deal. Some just don't, entertain that world. But the Broncos, depending on where you looked, were 7.5-point favorites, 8-point favorites, at one point even 8.5. So you're over a touchdown but less than a field goal. The Broncos are up 10. And first of all, I thought the shenanigans started when the Broncos had the ball. Sean Payton went for it on 4th and 3, up 10 with 1 minute left in the football game.
It makes no sense. Actually.
None. And if you're going to go for it, it's not 4th and short. It was actually 4th and a long 3. It almost looked like 4th and 4.
Yeah.
You would pass it.
Play action, pass, do something.
But they run it. And then it's the quote unquote garbage time is less than a minute left. The game's decided. It's double figures. And then Kenny Pickett connects with, I forget who it was, and Brandon Jones gets a delay of game penalty, which I could see it, but that's a weird time to throw that flag.
Yeah, weak sauce.
It's
there.
It's the end. It's the end of the game. And it wasn't even that egregious. They throw the flag. They give them more yardage. It stops the clock, all that stuff. And then Pete Carroll kicks a field goal with seconds left when the game is over. Are you going to lose by 10 or 7? He kicks a field goal that has no consequence on the game, and whether Bronco fans or just people in general who had Broncos minus 7.5 or minus 8, they lose. All the people who have Raiders plus 7.5 end up winning. I mean, there was a lot of people upset yesterday because of how that game finished.
So you like to gamble a little bit.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about it?
One, I had the Broncos in a teaser, so I just needed them to win the game, so it didn't impact me at all. But it just for me, it's like, why would Pete Carroll kick that field goal? It just the whole thing was weird. And
you're starting to warm up to this. The NFL at times seems rigged. The referees, they can change a game. They know what's going on. Hell, half of them like to gamble. So I'm not saying that all these games are rigged. I want to go conspiracy theory on you. But come on, guys, start opening up your eyes. This is a game. Human beings are coaching these games. They're reffing these games. Things can be swung because of human beings.
Well, that was some swing. That was some swing, and reverberated all around the country, coast to coast. Next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
Man, these Denver Nuggets. Yeah, they were frustrating at home, and I'm not excusing 4 straight losses at home to bad teams.
Yeah,
I am not excusing the Dallas Mavericks, not only the worst offense in the NBA, one of the worst offenses in the last decade, coming into Denver and scoring 130. But that being said, man, 10 consecutive road wins, franchise record, that is really, really hard to do. And over the course of NBA history, you look up any championship resume when you go back and look at their season.
Yeah.
Not exactly like this, but they do something a little bit special. And what the Denver Nuggets are doing on the road right now is special.
Oh, it's very special, and everybody's getting involved, especially Jamal Murray. I know you guys already talked about it Friday when Jamal had 52 points.
Crazy.
I thought Jamal was going for 54 this game. Just had that 23-point first quarter flurry. Was it the Murray flurry?
Yep.
And we were able to get contributions. Is that how you say?
Contributions.
There we go. Or we had our depth was contributing. There we go.
There you go.
Like Tim Hardaway Jr. coming off the bench, being very consistent with what he's doing. So it was fun. It was good to watch. I know that the game, it was tight for most of that game, the Hornets game. But overall, we found a way to win. Jokic does what Jokic does best. Should have had a triple-double. And then Jamal Murray doing what he did with 34 points. You have to love it.
Yeah, and he gets the Western Conference Player of the Week for the first time in his career.
That's insane to think.
It is, because a guy that he's that talented, and you're this far in your career, and I never even thought about it. I just assumed that, of course, he had a 2 or 3 game sequence that earned him that honor, but he gets that as recent as just a couple hours ago. So great for Jamal. He has been fantastic. Actions over words, right? That dude showed up to the season 15 pounds lighter than he finished last season, which should be impossible, but he has clearly dedicated himself, or maybe rededicated himself, to the game of basketball, to the Nuggets. He's going to be an all-star. I mean, if he keeps playing like this, that's just going to be a formality. So man, really, really, like, big picture, yeah, frustrating the home stuff.
For sure.
But big picture, this team is off to the best start in the history of the franchise right now. 17 wins, 6 losses. Think about this. How good do we have it in Denver sports right now? Listen to this. The Nuggets are off to the best start in the history of the team, and they're the worst team in Denver sports right now.
That's insane to think. Truly.
Think about that. From a winning percentage, the Broncos are better and the Avs are better. Yeah. It's nuts. But this team has played 13 games on the road, and they are 11-2. That is like
hard to do.
Championship caliber. Yeah, really hard to do. All right, next in the 3 count. Oh.
1, 2, 3.
And then also, we'll spend more time on these guys tomorrow, but the Colorado Avalanche, after stubbing their toe out on the island against the Isles late last week, over the weekend, they sweep, go into Madison Square Garden, get a 3-2 victory over the Rangers.
Dub.
Go into Philly, get a 3-2 victory over the Flyers.
Another dub.
Pretty damn good run here for these Avs.
Yeah, I mean, and you're seeing it all around the ice. It's not just Nate Dogg, and I know Nate Dogg against the Rangers was down and out with a little flu, so maybe he did a little MJ, had 2 goals that game, and then against the Flyers, they started strong, man. They started strong, got a little sloppy in the third period, but found a way to hold on in Blackwood.
Man, he's playing
two solid
great.
ones. Yes, you'd love to see it.
And now his save percentage is right up with Wedgwood's.
There you go.
Just like that. So and he got back-to-back starts over the weekend. So good to see Blackwood hold up his end of the bargain because he's the plan. He's the big picture, long-term plan.
Big money went to Blackwood.
That's right. So it's awesome to see him. I mean, even stopping a penalty shot. I mean, he was just fantastic over the weekend. Okay, we have the bracket for the college football playoff. What is our biggest takeaway? And Notre Dame tapping out on a bowl game, fair or foul? We'll have those conversations next.
The Broncos went into Las Vegas and took down the Raiders, reclaiming their spot as the top seed in the AFC. Is Sean Payton finding balance on offense at just the right time? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, it's Mike Evans with Todd Whalen from Advanced Tax Solutions. Well, Todd, it couldn't last forever. The government shutdown is over. The IRS is back and ready to roll. What does that mean for folks who have an IRS bullseye painted on their back?
Well, Mike, we've seen this once before. They were completely closed during the pandemic. And what happened? They came out with their gloves on and started levying people. So now, if you have an IRS problem, it's way better if you can get a solution before you get the levy notice. You have more options, you have more time, we have the ability to do a better job. So if you're ready and it's time to get this IRS problem off your back, now's the time.
All right, Todd, I get it. The IRS is back. They mean business, but you know what? You mean business too. You've been doing this for a long time. You're ready to help folks out with all of their IRS tax issues. Give Advanced Tax Solutions a call today, 303-753-6040. That's 303-753-6040.
We're hiring at Don's Garage Doors. No experience? No problem. We provide full training, a brand new van, top-of-the-line tools, a gas card, and steady jobs with weekly pay. This isn't just a job. It's a career with real growth, great pay, and job security. Our team members go from training to 6 figures, and we're ready to help you do the same. Don't wait. Apply now at donsgaragedoors.com.
Mike Rowe here with another fun fact. If your concrete is cracked or uneven, you can actually lift it back up. Whether it's a sinking driveway, a patio, or a sidewalk, do yourself a favor. Call Groundworks. I spent some time working with these guys. They're the real deal. Their people are trained and certified to lift your concrete slabs. Schedule a free inspection with Groundworks, the foundation and waterproofing experts.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan and Sun Cruiser at Mile High Station on Sunday, December 14th from 12 to 2:25 p.m. for the Fan Football pregame show. Get in the game with orange and blue face painting and Sun Cruiser iced tea vodka. Let the good times cruise all football season long.
You know that feeling when you catch a glimpse in the mirror and think, hey, I look 10 years younger. That's what happens when you stop dieting and start doing Soda weight loss.
I tried point counting, calorie counting, shots, and nothing has worked until Soda weight loss.
Soda weight loss gives you a personal nutritionist you can text anytime.
Everybody's great here. Everybody's encouraging. There were some times where I felt down and they brought me back up. If you stick with this program, you will lose weight and you will get to your goal weight.
When you sign up for Soda weight loss, your partner joins for free.
If you're ready to feel stronger, healthier, and yes, look and feel 10 years younger, this is your moment. No meds, no gimmicks, just real results with real support.
Remember, sign up now and your partner joins for free. Visit sodaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
Hey Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. You know, in the game of life, our most valuable asset is our health.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
At Berg Simpson, we are passionate about what we do. We bring that passion and our expertise to the office and courtroom every single day. We're always working hard and are committed to doing everything we can to give our clients the best opportunity to have a great result.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives. It's not just a slogan, it's who we are.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here. I'm going to be blunt. If your windows are drafty, sticking, or leaking, cold nights are costing you money. In January, they'll cost you even more. Window prices are going up. Gravina's Window Center of Littleton is locking in 2025 pricing, but orders must be placed by December 31st. Don't let the 2026 price increase punch you in the wallet. Order by December 31st or you're paying 2026 prices. Go to windowsforyourhome.com or call them at 303-794-0490.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Want to partake in our contest? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Joel Klatt, the nation's leading voice in college football, joins Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth every Wednesday morning. Presented by Groove Toyota. Here we go. Tune in at 8:10 for exclusive insight, bold analysis, and maybe just a hint of shenanigans. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, we have the bracket for the college football playoff. We'll get back to Broncos here in just a couple minutes, and we'll take an early look at that bracket. Also, Notre Dame tapping out on a bowl game, fair or foul. Man, and then now the war of words that's happening on the college football landscape when it comes to the athletic director at Notre Dame towards the conference of the ACC. We'll get to that in just a second. First, let's just talk about the college football playoff. This is I talked about this last year. Over the next 20 years, college football has a real opportunity to rival the NFL. Now, it's already dominating every other major sport in American sports. Okay, NBA basketball is not close. College certainly is not close. Hockey, of course, is going to be bringing it up the rear. They're not close. Baseball is not close. College football, if we didn't have NFL football, college football would be a dominant number one.
They would rule the world.
And now you hand American sports fans a bracket. We love March Madness because we fill out our bracket, and so now you have our favorite sport in football as Americans in general meets a bracket. And they're going to expand this thing, and man, this is just so fun. So here are the 4 teams that got buys, okay? Indiana gets a bye, Ohio State gets a bye, Georgia gets a bye, and Texas Tech gets a bye. And what a win for the Indiana Hoosiers on Saturday.
That was fun to watch, Zach. I mean, it's just like You've always talked about Kirk Signetti.
Yep.
But just sitting there watching his team just confidently know that they can beat Ohio State toe-to-toe with them, saying, I don't care who you are. I don't look at the logo, the decal on your helmet. We're going in there, or you're coming to us, and we're going to wreck shop on you. And that's exactly, they found a way to win.
Well, so there's a new number one. It's Indiana. Unbelievable. So Hoosiers, Buckeyes, Bulldogs, and the Red Raiders all have byes in the first round. Here are the first-round matchups, okay? And these are going to be on campus, which I just love. I wish they would do the next round on campus as well. Bama at Oklahoma. Okay, Bama at Oklahoma. Just talk to me. The winner gets Indiana. Then you have the Hurricanes down in College Station at Texas A&M. The winner of that gets the Ohio State Buckeyes.
All right.
You have Tulane at Ole Miss. All right. The winner gets the Georgia Bulldogs. And then you have the Dukes of James Madison in Oregon with the winner getting Texas Tech. All right. What is, real quick, I want everyone involved in this because we're all big college football fans. What's the best first round game, would you say?
I'm going to go with Miami, Texas A&M. Like that right there, that's going to be a shootout. Of course, Texas A&M, and it's a hostile environment over there at College Station. So I'm going to give it to them. I would say James Madison, Oregon, but I'm going to go Miami, Texas A&M.
How about Drew? What's your favorite game?
No question, it's Miami, Texas A&M. In fact, for me, that's the only first-round matchup I'm interested in. We've already seen Oklahoma and Alabama. James Madison and Tulane are probably going to get boat race, so give me Miami A&M.
Dante?
Miami A&M, same thing. Two quality programs, two programs I think can both make some noise in the tournament compared to some of these other games here. So I think that's the easy answer.
Yeah, I think it is. If you were, because that would be my answer as well. I think Bama at Oklahoma would be the next game there. But yeah, it's going to be A&M and Miami. I like A&M here. We'll see how it all shakes out. The idea that two group of 5 teams get into the tournament.
Yeah.
You have James Madison and Tulane. Would this puppy simply be better off with Notre Dame in the tournament?
Yeah, Zach, yes. I'm just going to answer it like that, yes. You have Notre Dame, who was in it last year. They were in the national championship last year. They won all their games. They lost that one, right? Or it was one game.
No, they lost 2 because they lost to Miami to start the season and then Texas A&M.
Okay, two teams that are in the bracket, 2 teams that are in the playoffs, and yet you don't get in. Things are a little bit better when you have Notre Dame in there, especially when you know the Fighting Irish could make a run for that national championship. Having James Madison, these are great stories. They're underdog stories. Hey, I was an underdog, so I understand it. Tulane's another one, but I want to see good matchups. Zach, when I was in Boulder, Colorado, and we finally got to a bowl game, and it came down to the committee deciding to put us against Penn State or USC against Penn State, they decided to go at USC. Great decision by them. I understand why they did that. It's just a better matchup. Notre Dame would be a better matchup than James Madison or Tulane. Just let's be honest.
You guys agree?
Totally agree. Yeah, I think it's messed up that Notre Dame didn't get it. Now, I'm glad that Notre Dame got in over Miami. Or I'm sorry, Miami got in over Notre Dame because Miami beat Notre Dame in the head-to-head.
Right.
But remember what we heard about all the time with these playoff committees? Like last year, remember what it was? It was, this team's playing really good football right now. I mean, their resume may not be quite as good, but they're playing really good football right now. This year, it's like it flipped. They talk about Notre Dame's resume instead of talking about who's playing the best football right now. Who's playing better right now between Notre Dame and Alabama?
It's not even close.
Notre Dame.
It's not even a debate at all. And the fact that Alabama went to the SEC championship game and got hammered by Georgia. I mean, come on. It's just like it's silly that Notre Dame's not in this tournament, that Alabama is in this thing.
Dante?
I have no problem with Notre Dame being left out. I mean, given the guidelines of the tournament, you have to have 5 conference champions. I think that's what really screwed over Notre Dame more than anything else. But I would even take BYU over Notre Dame. I think BYU has a stronger resume, and I think it's kind of crazy that they weren't even considered for these spots. They kept showing the graphic of teams on the bubble, and it was 10 seed Alabama, and then it just jumped over BYU and showed Notre Dame in Miami. It's
I saw that.
You're just missing a seed in there that has a claim that could be in this playoff.
Do you think that BYU is better than Notre Dame?
I think they have a better resume than Notre Dame.
Yeah, they have a better resume. I don't think they're better. If the two teams played and my life was on the line, I'm taking Notre Dame every single time. And what stinks is that I would enjoy this better if Notre Dame was in it. I think college football would enjoy it better if Notre Dame was in it. As cool as these stories like Tulane and James Madison are, I just think that if are you trying to find the 12 best teams? And if you're trying to find the 12 best teams, Notre Dame is one of the 12 best teams in the country. And I understand, but we're also we encourage these schools to, book these out of conference games, early in the season instead of cupcakes. And you have, going to, I think they hosted A&M. They went to Miami.
You're talking about Notre Dame.
This is the first 2 games of the year. They went 0-2. They win every game since. And here's my least.
They lost a combined 4 points, like Notre Dame did.
Yes, it was 27-24 against Miami and 41-40 against A&M. That is tough. But here's the thing, though. Here's what I really don't like is that, and Dante and I were talking about this during the commercial break. I don't like in the weeks leading up to this big reveal, Notre Dame was ahead of not Miami, but
it was Miami.
They were ahead of Miami and Alabama.
See, Alabama's the ones.
So hold on a second. If you're ranked again higher than them by the committee for weeks at a time, Notre Dame didn't lose, and they only continued to play better. And then you flip them at the last minute. That to me seems too theatrical and too much theater there. And so I understand why they're frustrated. And the athletic director came out today and went on the Dan Patrick Show and said the ACC conference has done permanent damage to Notre Dame and their relationship. And so that is a messy situation over there. And I don't know if that's true, by the way, what he said. I don't know if that's true. That conversation about Notre Dame is happening from coast to coast and for good reason. One of the many reasons that this puppy's going to get expanded here in very short order. Okay, the Broncos did it again. 10 straight wins. How did they do it this time? That's next.
The Broncos won their 10th game in a row and secured a key tiebreaker over New England. With a month remaining in the season, will the road to Super Bowl 60 run through the Mile High City? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here on behalf of my friends at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. Talking to you men out there. Hope you had a good weekend. Oftentimes it's the weekend where you let your hair down a little bit, leave the stress of work right where it is, and you don't take it home, and you run into your partner. Next thing you know, things get intimate. Guys, intimacy is one of the wonderful things in life, but it cannot be viewed that way or feel that way when you're suffering from erectile dysfunction, all right? It can harm intimacy. It can harm your relationship with your partner, the way that you look at yourself, the way that they look at you, or the way that they look at themselves. Oftentimes, your partner can start to blame themselves. Guys, don't let that happen. Guys, ED is a medical condition, and like most other medical conditions, it's treatable. And I'm talking about treatments with success rates well over 90% with the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. They've served the Front Range of Colorado for nearly a decade. They've successfully treated tens of thousands of men. So schedule a consult. That initial visit is just $99, includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit's free. Real simple. Stop living with ED. Call them at 720-440-7900 or go online to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Hellsberg Gifts checked off the list. Now, time for wrapping. Earrings for mom. A gold bracelet to match the rings Danielle wears every day. And for dad, a new watch, because we all know he needs one. All right, this is going to be a good one.
Our favorite things for your favorite people. Shop in store at Hellsberg.com for up to 50% off.
If you don't think doing a quick and free check of your finances is worth it, let me share this recent customer story. Jason and Barbara H. from Denver called us wanting to see if they could save money. Credit was okay and there was a good amount of debts. Their fear was another lender they went to first, shame on them, told them yes in the beginning, and then denied them during the process. When they called us, we not only approved the loan, we saved them $3,900 a month.
What? $3,900 a month?
Yes, this couple just saved $3,900 a month by calling U.S. Mortgages. And best of all, with our lowest rate for life guarantee, if the market improves in the future, even as little as 0.5%, they can redo the loan and increase their savings further without any lender or appraisal fees. You could be our next success story. Call 303-LOW-RATE. That's 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. License number 392126.
Hey guys, boy Steve here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. You want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
At Postman Law, we're not your typical personal injury firm. Our lawyers have argued and won at the United States Supreme Court. We've gone head-to-head with giant corporations like Uber and Amazon, and we've helped clients recover billions in verdicts and settlements. We bring that same firepower to every case, no matter the size. When you've been injured, having the right lawyer matters. Call 844-POSTMAN or visit postmanlaw.com. Others promise, Postman delivers.
Call 844-POSTMAN. Attorney advertising.
Call Fix-It 24/7 for same-day service for any heating needs. Fast, reliable comfort when you need it most. Go to fixmyhome.com and click Book Now today.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Ten in a row. Almost would have felt impossible in the month of August. Or even September when the Broncos were under 500 after 3 games.
10 of them things.
Crazy run we are watching right now from the Denver Broncos.
Zach, it is so hard, guys, to win in this league. It doesn't matter if you're going against a 10-2 Raiders team or a 10-2 Denver Broncos.
2-10 Raiders team.
Or a 10-2 Denver Bronco team. It's the NFL, and everybody is playing for their job. And for the Denver Broncos, every single Sunday, maybe a Monday night, maybe a Thursday night, to find ways to win games, it's so impressive. The way they're doing it, too. It's not just in dominant fashion or the offense is just blowing it up. It's everybody doing their part, whether it's defense, special teams, offensively, whether it's the coaching staff coming up with a great game plan. It's fun. This is a fun, unique year for the Denver Broncos.
Very unique. We'll continue this conversation in less than 15 seconds. We've teamed up with our friends at the Blue Sports Stable in Superior for our Denver Sports Equipment Drive, benefiting Recruiting Classroom. Now through December 20th, we're taking donations of gently used or new sports equipment. Most needed items are hockey and ice skates, as well as hockey sticks, football helmets and pads, baseball bats, and lacrosse sticks. For drop-off locations and a full list of needed items, head to denversports.com/equipment. You know you have stuff hanging around in your garage that hasn't been used. There's a kid in our community that could use it. Please help us out with this. Okay, a 24-17 win. The first time that the Broncos won a game this year that they didn't trail. They were in control of this puppy from wire to wire and a 10-game win streak. Sean Payton's coached a long time in the NFL. He's only had one other win streak like this, and it was a year that they won the Super Bowl in 2009 when they won 13 straight. Yeah, man, like it's becoming real. And yesterday's game, I think that while it wasn't, explosive really at all outside of Mims' punt return, not a single play went for 20 yards. Some of the numbers aren't going to be like super impressive. I thought it was one of the more well-rounded games the Broncos have played this year, where the offense pulled their weight, special teams pulled their weight, and the defense as well pulled their weight.
Honestly, Zach, looking at it now, this probably is the most rounded game that the Denver Broncos have played this whole year. Truly, what you just got done saying. When it comes to the defense having the 3-and-outs, they didn't have the turnovers, but they were stout. They were able to get the Raiders offense off the field. The Broncos offense finally just getting to it, finally finding ways to sustain long drives. I mean, you're talking about 3 long drives in this game where you go for 14 plays, 19 plays, taking up 9 to 10 minutes each drive that you're out there for those long plays. That's something that the Denver Broncos haven't done for a very long time. And so for Sean Payton to be able to do that and trust that Bo Nix was going to help sustain drives, but also trust a young rookie running back in R.J. Harvey, it was a beautiful sight to see. And I know the Denver defense was like, hey, we'll take this anytime. Just sit back and watch the offense go to work methodically down the field. You have to love it. And then, of course, special teams-wise, I've been on the units where you're struggling as a special teamer, and everybody's talking about you, and you're looking to the left and right, and because you're not a guy that's playing offensively and defensively every play, you may be replaced. And then you finally turn the corner, and that returner, like Marvin Mims, breaks for a touchdown because of what you're doing as well, and that unit comes together, and you find a way to have success. Like, it's fulfilling, and it's rewarding when you're able to do that, and finally Mims was able to do that as well. So this was an all-around game for the Denver Broncos of like, hey, everybody handle business, and let's get our ass back on the plane and get ready for Green Bay.
Well, there was a time where the Broncos couldn't beat the Raiders. I mean, they got swept 4 years in a row, and now the Broncos have swept the Raiders in back-to-back years. And so really healthy, sort of like the universe, like balancing itself out once again. That was really weird run that Vegas had going back to when they were Oakland. Here is Sean Payton. Hey, how did it feel to have a lead for the entire game for once?
I don't know. I think when you're not like in the 2-minute trying to come back and win, it felt a little nicer. It was a dumb penalty by us with the delay. We're going to run the clock out, and that wasn't real smart. So I'm sure I'll watch the tape. There'll be things that will be frustrated watching. I think I say this, there's been a lot of winning, but there's still a lot of things that when you watch the tape that you really need to clean up. The mistakes sometimes that can get overlooked. There are times when you lose a game, there's some things you do really well. And so I think, we'll go back to work again. We're on a normal week schedule, but it did not feel like maybe some of these other ones recently, to answer your question. My headset was off earlier.
Yeah, this was pretty outside of the Mims play, kind of an uneventful game.
Yeah.
And it did not have the stress that has come with a lot of these Bronco wins. I mean, each win is its own story here on this 10-game streak, but there have been some chaotic sequences here over the last 3 months, and this was, I think, I almost want to call it like boring in a healthy way.
Boring's good.
Yeah, for the first time this season.
Boring's good. I'd rather it be boring and us being on the side of winning, and it's like, okay, we're driving down the field. We're going to score the touchdowns or the points that we need to get. Our defense is going to handle business. And then, hey, we're getting a little help from the special teams. I'm all for that. And it's going to happen at times where you're not going to have the excitement, where you're not going to have these explosive plays, but you win that game, and that's all that matters. And it seems like Sean is all about business right now. He wasn't happy about the win. It was like, hey, we did what we were supposed to do. On paper, we were supposed to dominate. Now, the points didn't tell the story, but we did dominate. Now it's time to get ready for that next week, and it's Green Bay week, which is going to be a huge game for them.
Yeah, and you just alluded to it, but on paper, this is a one-possession win. Okay, another one-possession win. But goodness,
Full control.
Really, if you watch the game but didn't get to see any of the scoring plays and you just watched the substance on a down-to-down basis, man, you would have thought that the score was 30-7, something like that. I mean, truly, the Broncos were in the driver's seat wire to wire, really. And, the Broncos, there haven't been many games where the Broncos score points in every single quarter. They had a touchdown in the first, touchdown in the second, touchdown in the third, and kicked a field goal in the fourth.
Did you ever get stressed during the game yesterday where it's like, it can be a better game than we want it to be?
Yeah, stressed? No. But I would say when the Raiders responded after the Broncos' opening methodical drive, which was the first touchdown opening drive since week 2. Okay, since week 2.
It was a beautiful drive.
It really was. But when the Raiders responded to that, I did start to think about the Denver Bronco defense. Because the Raiders, I mean, it wasn't a 14-play, 81-yard that took 9 minutes like the Broncos' first drive, but it was a 10-play, 70-yard drive that took over 6 minutes. That's a long drive unto itself. And I was looking at it like, this is Geno Smith, who by a lot of metrics is the worst starting quarterback in the NFL right now.
It looked like it on Sunday too, man. I don't know what Geno was doing.
Yeah, and it's just not a good situation. The O-line stinks. The running game stinks. They don't have great skill position players outside of Bowers.
No offensive coordinator. They're just down and out.
Yeah, they're down and out. But when I saw them go on that drive to even the game up at 7-7, I'm like, do we have issues with this defense? Because we remember last year, the final month of the season, the Broncos had the worst total defense in the entire league. And then last week, you gave up over 400 yards and 30 first downs to Mariota. And the first sign of them this week was giving up a 10-play, 70-yard drive to Geno Smith. And I'm like, is this side of the ball leaking oil a little bit?
See, I looked at it as I'm blaming the offense. Having a pretty much almost a 10-minute drive. It was like a 9-minute drive almost. It was 8 minutes 54 seconds.
Yep.
And when that happens, it's great because the defense is just sitting there, but the defense is sitting there. That means that they're getting tight, they're bored, they're moving around so that they can get going. So when they do get out there, they're flying around and not making mistakes. I blame the offense because now the defense has to try to get in some type of rhythm. And it took a little time. And then when you have Brock Bowers wide open, you can't have that happen. PS2 has to be aware of that. Hufanga, another one. You have to be aware of that. But once they settled down, said, okay, look, we're going to play our game. We're going to get sacks on Geno Smith. We're going to get pressure on him. And we're just going to play fundamentally sound football. That's when you dominate. And that's when the Denver Broncos defense is at their best. And they dominated once they kind of got going.
10 wins in a row. First place in the division.
Let's go.
Number 1 seed in the AFC. This is shaping up to be a special season. It already has, but it feels like the ceiling is the sky at this point. So we'll get back to Broncos. I want to talk about Bo Nix here at the bottom of the hour, but hit the pause button briefly. One of the biggest stories in the NFL this week comes from a place you'd least expect it. That's next.
The Broncos offense came out swinging. Thanks to a strong performance by R.J. Harvey. Is the rookie runner proving he can be trusted to take control of Denver's backfield? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
All right, everybody. Winter is here, Denver. And Hermes Worldwide is your ride to all action. Whether you're bundling up to cheer on the Broncos at Empower Field or heading downtown to catch an Avs game on the ice or the Nuggets on the court, make sure you get there on time and also in style. This holiday season, let Hermes Worldwide handle all Christmas-light tours, festive nights out, and stress-free airport transfers. Leave the traffic and icy parking lots to somebody else. Hermes Worldwide has you covered with championship-level transportation. Picture this. You and your crew rolling up to the stadium in a sleek, heated vehicle. No parking hassles, no driving worries, just a professional driver ready to get you to and from the game safely. All you need to do is give them a call today at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Again, give them a call at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports to book your next ride today.
Samantha Flanagan here for Flanagan Law. Think a fender bender can't cause serious injuries? Think again. Many significant injuries don't show symptoms immediately. I've seen it. Protect your rights. Look for the Shamrock. Go with Flanagan Law. Online at flanagan.law.
Looking to sell your used Rolex watch? We buy and sell pre-owned Rolex watches, all styles from old to new. Hi, I'm Scott Matthew with Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry. Bring in your Rolex watch and we will buy it on the spot. Matthews, located in Highlands Ranch, serving Colorado since 1951.
Hey, Brandon Stokely here. Colorado Joint Replacement is part of Advent Health, one of the nation's largest healthcare providers. They offer innovative hip and knee replacement surgery with expert, compassionate care. To schedule an appointment, visit coloradojoint.org.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're over 50, it's likely you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Blue Sports Stable is where our community comes together with ice rinks, indoor turf, basketball courts, golf simulators, fitness center and restaurant, themed public skates, ice bumper cars, and learn to play classes. Join youth and adult programs that keep families active year-round. Host unforgettable birthdays, corporate events, and team building gatherings with one-of-a-kind activities. Your neighborhood hub for play, learning, and connection. Visit BlueSportsStable.com and follow @BlueSportsStable on Instagram. Blue Sports Stable, something for everyone.
Okay, only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... There, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
Ulta Beauty's big holiday beauty sale is back with up to 50% off must-have gifts. Shop irresistible deals like the Shark Beauty Flex Style and Benefit Cosmetics travel size mascaras. With new offers weekly, same-day pickup or delivery, and our trusted associates, we make holiday shopping effortless. Head into Ulta Beauty today. Ulta Beauty. Gifting happens here.
Pros don't just show up, they prove how it's done, with precision and without shortcuts. Makita tools are built the same way, with a dedication to lasting quality, trusted performance, and results that reward your effort year after year. When the job calls for the best, call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
What if you could delay your next 2 mortgage payments? Imagine putting those 2 payments in your pocket ahead of the holidays. That's possible when you call American Financing. If you're feeling stretched by everyday expenses, groceries, gas, bills piling up, you're not alone. Most Americans are putting these expenses on credit cards, and credit card rates are insane in the 20s or even 30s. American Financing can show you how to use your home's equity to pay off that debt with rates in the low 5s. Their salary-based mortgage consultants are helping homeowners just like you restructure their loans and save money every month, all without upfront fees. Their customers are saving an average of $800 a month. That's like a $10,000 raise without having to change jobs. Call now before it's too late at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.196% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction
Sanders getting another start, and the latest was a doozy, Phil.
I'll tell you this, man. When it comes to Shadeur Sanders, there's going to always be content on Shadeur Sanders. He's going to make it fun. He's going to be flashy, but he's out there putting in the work. Against the Tennessee Titans, yes, I know it's a bad team. 364 yards, 3 touchdowns, a bad interception, but he's young. And yet, you lose the game because you don't go with him? This is going to be a situation where you're going to talk about this for a very long time if you're the Browns.
Well, yeah. Could you imagine doing this job in Cleveland? I mean, goodness gracious. What it would be is a gift from the sports radio gods, truly.
We already got our gift.
We have so many gifts here in Denver.
We're blessed.
But that being said, I mean, this was Cam Ward against Shadeur. This was the debate leading up to the draft, like who could go number 1. And Shadeur goes out there.
Let me put my hat to the side.
And you can't do that and wear a set of headphones. Dude, Shadeur going for 364 yards and 3 touchdowns. He did have the ugly pick.
Yeah.
It's his 3rd start. Took a couple sacks, but he just flat out outdueled Cam Ward to a degree that you would never think watching that game, which is unfair to Cam because it's a 1-game sample size.
Yeah.
And the Titans are terrible. But
no excuses. Cam been playing this whole year.
No doubt. You would have never thought, if an alien came down, they would have never thought that Cam Ward was the number 1 overall pick.
Ooh, see?
It's just the truth.
But it goes to show you, Shadeur Sanders, people were having fun with him being dropped to the 5th round. But you and I both said we don't believe that Shadeur Sanders is a 5th-round draft pick.
Never.
Now, maybe not number 1 overall, if that's what you think. But he's definitely a 2nd, 3rd-round draft pick, and now he's showing it. He's getting confidence. The team around him is rallying around him, and they love that he's out in there. He's making some big-time plays. Of course, he's going to have some bad decisions because it's his 3rd game, and he's trying to learn. And yet, you have the head coach, Stefanski, that's deciding to do weird stuff in the red zone for the 2nd straight week. What are we doing here?
Now, I will say, he has been consistently doing that, taking him off the field. And consistently going with this wildcat approach when they're in the tight red zone area. But you talk about just not a good look, not a good look for Kevin Stefanski. And you hear him after the game. I mean, here's Stefanski, and thank you, Dante, turning our audio around real quick here on the fly. This is and it draws comparison back to 2011 when Tim Tebow was playing quarterback here, okay? And John Elway would be caught on camera watching Tim Tebow play, and it would just look like he was chewing on glass.
Spitting them seeds.
Supposed to be happy, but you're genuinely not. That's how Stefanski looked after the game, despite winning the football game. This is what the post-game presser sounded like.
What was supposed to happen on that last 2-point conversion?
Yeah, not going to get into all the specifics, Jeff, but obviously did not go as we thought it would.
Did you make that call or did Tommy?
Yeah, I make every call.
Shadeur had the hot hand. Why would you take him off?
Yeah, it's a 2-point play. didn't come through on our first 2-point play. Got to the second 2-point play, we didn't come through. But that's on me.
Was that play call yours or Tommy's?
I'm responsible for all of it.
And quick apology, I just misspoke there leading into the audio. The Browns lost 31-29. I said that they won. But Stefanski, this is becoming a war within Cleveland.
I'm going to say it like this. He looks like he's sabotaging his team. Truly. You have a quarterback that's doing well. Players love him. You're at the 1-yard line and you don't put it in your quarterback's hands? Give me a break. Yes, Stefanski did some good stuff before that where he won Coach of the Year.
Mm-hmm. And he's a 2-time Coach of the Year.
Okay, 2-time Coach of the Year, and now he forgot how to win when it matters the most.
And the play design was just an abomination. It was an abomination.
It was horrible. But this right here, Zach, it shows you that we're still human beings. And when things don't go your way or a guy you don't like, you're going to make sure that you show that you don't like that guy. He does not like Shadeur Sanders. It's just the truth. Now, he did come out and say that Shadeur Sanders is going to be the permanent quarterback for the rest of the year.
But you don't have a choice now.
For sure. You're right.
This is out of your hands. Shadeur, you're going for 364 yards in your third start, 3 touchdowns?
I'll tell you this, Stefanski probably coaches his way out of a job next year, by doing that. I know the Browns are not a good team, but when you have players out there playing for their livelihood and they're out there in the cold and they're trying to win a game and you go out there and you pull something like this, if I'm a player, I'm upset. I need to talk to Jerry Jeudy. Maybe he'll talk some sense to Stefanski.
Yeah, he had a huge play and a good day. But yeah, this Shadeur Sanders story, I mean, this is a massive NFL story. You want a story that's going to get clicks. You want a story that people are going to watch on the debate shows with Stephen A. Smith or Cam Newton and Nick Wright and all these. Shadeur Sanders is going to be printing ratings here.
He's going to be the quarterback for the Browns for a very long time, Zach. If he can continue to do stuff like he did yesterday, where he's able to make the plays, get better people around him. He has a really good run game, but get an offensive coach that cares about him, that has a vision for him, and he's going to do some great things. He did a lot of great things in college. And look what it looks like without Shadeur Sanders for the Colorado Buffaloes in Coach Prime. It's not a good look. They went 3-8 this year, but you have Shadeur Sanders, of course, Travis Hunter, and you win 9 games. Shadeur Sanders is the real deal. He's going to be the quarterback moving forward for the rest of this year, and he better be the starting quarterback at the start of the season next year.
Well, I'm not, I'm still gathering information. I've seen young quarterbacks come in and play 4 games. And
I've seen the future for you. I'm telling you, he's going to be the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns moving forward.
Well, just to make sure, I'm just going to continue to watch it for myself and just not take your word for it.
Trust me.
Because I did radio here in this town when Drew Lock was on the scene. And after 5 games, it was hey, Broncos found him.
Hey,
and I'm seeing a lot of that yesterday.
Shadeur ain't Drew Lock.
Hey, Shadeur's the franchise quarterback. I've always thought Shadeur could play, but I want to see it because that was against the Titans, and it's been solid, right, across 3 starts, right? It's been solid.
3 starts in his 3rd game in the cold with the snow with a bad team, and you're going against a bad team, so it's two teams going against each other in the toilet bowl.
Truly.
For 364 yards,
That's
3
it.
touchdowns.
He played great, man. You're not going to hear me say otherwise. I thought he outside of a couple sacks and a pick, but again, young player, but 364 yards in your 3rd start with 3 touchdowns, there's something to this.
But you don't put the ball in the young man's hands when it matters the most. Stefanski, you coached yourself out of a job, my guessing is.
Is Shadeur a franchise quarterback?
Dude, is Shadeur. He's not ready yet to be a franchise quarterback. Look at you trying to bait me.
I don't. I'm asking you a question.
I'm still waiting for you to say Bo Nix has arrived. I am still waiting for that day.
I am just going to continue to gather the information. We'll see. No. If they keep this up and he wins the playoff game, yeah. But okay, I'm taking it slow. I'm okay. I'm going at my own pace. I'm going at my own pace here.
Passing your ass by. You're taking it slow.
Oh my God, Shadeur, man, this is going to be a huge story. So we'll see what the follow-up act looks like. He's been solid. Yesterday he was better than that. So we'll see if he can continue it. Who do they have next week? Let me pull this up just before we move on.
Hopefully another bad team.
I know you're hoping that. They have, they're going to Chicago.
Oh, okay.
They're going to Chicago.
That's a tough one.
And that Chicago team continues to impress me. I thought they were a total fraud. They're not. The way that they hung with Green Bay yesterday.
But when you told me that they went from the number 1 seed losing to Green Bay to the number 7th seed.
Crazy.
Come on.
Crazy. Crazy. Okay, speaking of quarterbacks, what did we make of Bo Nix in the Broncos' 10th consecutive win? We'll get to it next.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan at Blue Sports Stable in Superior for our Denver Sports Equipment Drive, benefiting Recruiting Classroom. We're taking donations of new or gently used sports equipment through December 20th. Head to denversports.com/equipment for a list of drop-off locations and most needed items. And help us spread some cheer this holiday season.
You know that feeling when you catch a glimpse in the mirror and think, hey, I look 10 years younger. That's what happens when you stop dieting and start doing Soda weight loss.
I tried point counting, calorie counting, shots, and nothing has worked until Soda weight loss.
Soda weight loss gives you a personal nutritionist you can text anytime.
Everybody's great here. Everybody's encouraging. There were some times where I felt down and they brought me back up. If you stick with this program, you will lose weight and you will get to your goal weight.
When you sign up for Soda weight loss, your partner joins for free.
If you're ready to feel stronger, healthier, and yes, look and feel 10 years younger, this is your moment. No meds, no gimmicks, just real results with real support.
Remember, sign up now and your partner joins for free. Visit sodaweightloss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Imagine almost every jewelry legend all under one roof.
Roberto Coin, Marco Biccigo, Ippolita, Paul Morelli, Mickey Moto, Tacori, Hearts on Fire, and dozens more, all in one store.
Imagine a diamond bar with almost every size, shape, and price range GIA diamonds.
And a Swiss watch center with all the great marks, including Longines and the legendary Tudor. I'm Dylan.
I'm Shayna Williams, inviting you to Williams Jewelers of Inglewood.
We've built one of the largest jewelry stores in America with one vision.
To be the only jeweler you will ever need.
For that perfect diamond engagement ring.
The ultimate holiday gift.
Or just because you deserve it. Williams Jewelers of Inglewood at the corner of Broadway and Bellevue.
Now, imagine their face Christmas morning.
This holiday, come to Williams Jewelers.
Where Colorado shines.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
The official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche. Williams Jewelers, where Colorado shines.
Jim, it's late in the half here at Empower Field, and things are coming down to the wire at the concession stand.
Nachos are a solid choice, but Grant needs to finish strong here.
He scans his wallet and pulls out his Broncos checking debit card for 10% off.
Wow, savvy move. And with no surprise fees, he won't regret this order.
I don't know, Jim. That's a lot of cheese. Bank like a Bronco with Broncos checking from INT Credit Union. Insured by NCUA. Membership required.
Okay, guys, the holidays are here, and you need a gift for your wife or that special lady, something really nice yet affordable. Hey, Mark Schlereth here with a terrific idea. This year, buy her a gift package to Beau Visage Skincare and Spa. They specialize in wonderful services like fabulous European facials, soothing therapeutic massage, and much, much more. But guys, let's be honest, you can buy a facial or massage anywhere. But at Beau Visage, you're not just buying a service. Instead, you're bringing your guest a true luxurious spa experience. Believe me, this place is great. And you'll never go wrong buying a gift package to Beau Visage. Plus, all their packages are very competitively priced and easy shopping. All you have to do is call them at 303-779-5600. 877-952-5002 or find them online at bvspa.com. This holiday, give her the gift of rest and relaxation, a luxurious gift of Beau Visage. Call them today, 303-779-5002 or bvspa.com. That's bvspa.com.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Or are they promising you up to 10% growth per year, all for your retirement income? If not, then you need to come to Trajan Wealth. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you have a plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hardworking folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't keep working when you're supposed to be retired, and don't let any financial advisor tell you it's too good to be true. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Annuities, not advisory products. DBA Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions. Additional disclosures at trajanwealth.com.
Brandon Stokely here for ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Cold weather's coming fast. Do you have a game plan for winter? If your heating system is more suited for the bench, now is the best time to upgrade your system with the best pricing of the year. Take advantage of tax credits and energy rebates before they run out. Only from my team at ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Step Denver, a nonprofit solution to addiction and homelessness.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
What did we make of how Bo Nix played the game yesterday against the Raiders in a 24-17 W?
I can see you right now. Zach By running into the ring. He got the tights on, slick hair. Goldberg stones him.
Oh, my gosh. That song definitely does trigger some memories, that's for sure.
Oh, man.
Bo Nix. What'd you make of Bo yesterday?
Bo Nix in yesterday's game, and I want to be disrespectful to him because he's our franchise quarterback, baby. But he was a game manager. That's what Bo Nix did yesterday. He managed the game, was able to sustain drives, was able to stay on the field, hand the ball off, look cute at times. But then also when they asked him to get the ball out of his hands, make a play, be accurate with the football, he did that as well. I mean, for Bo had 3 drives where it was 14 plays, 19 plays, and they all ended up in points. I can't say all touchdowns. 2 of those 3 drives ended up in touchdowns. The other one ended up with a field goal to make it 24. But Bo Nix did what he had to do. I didn't want him to be Superman. He didn't have to, because now you have a run game that you were able to rely on and lean on in that game where you had R.J. Harvey moving the chains for you. For Bo, it was about staying ahead of the chains, making the right decisions, getting the ball out, protecting the ball, which he did, and being smart. Now, for Bo, he ended up scoring the touchdown, the opening drive. He could have made it easy for himself the first time by running it in on the first time. Decided he wanted to try to look cute, try to get the touchdown. I understand it. If I'm Bo Nix, I'm doing it too. It's all about the stats too now. But overall, Zach,
is it all about the stats?
Well,
do you mean that?
Well, when you're in control of a game. When you're in control of a game for Bo Nix and you know that it's going to be good. I mean, Bo just went on a 14-play drive.
But they weren't in control of the game. It was 0-0.
But you just had a 14-play drive.
Right, but it was 0-0.
But
you're trying to score the touchdown. He should have just ran in.
He should have.
Do you not think so?
No,
okay.
he should have. But, hey, didn't you, Mr. By, didn't you bring this up earlier where Bo Nix has been struggling to throw a touchdown pass?
Yeah, he's got 1 touchdown pass in the last 3 games.
And so I want to say it was first down. So for Bo, it's like, hey, I'm thinking of trying to score a touchdown, but doing it with my arm.
Yeah, I want to score it, and I want to do it my way.
Hey, okay. We're all humans.
That is a Sean guy right there. Sean's we're gonna do it, but we're gonna do it this specific way.
Do it our way, son.
Yeah.
But overall, Bo Nix he managed the game the right way, found a way to win the game. That's all that matters, and I was pleased with it.
Yeah, Bo was good. I thought Bo played a very mature football game because the Raiders were letting him have all the underneath stuff. And he just was like, okay, I'll take that 4 yards. I'll take that 7 yards. He didn't have one passing play that went for longer than 15 yards, but he didn't need to. He sort of nickeled and dimed his way down the field, and almost everything was at or behind the line of scrimmage, but he was accurate. And we've seen in the past where, Bo has all these passes at or behind the line of scrimmage, and sometimes he's not accurate.
Yeah.
And so that was his most accurate game that he's ever played. I mean, 31 for 38 is insane. And he did just manage the game, to your point. And he was asked about that moniker or that label after the game.
Yeah, you're right. It's become a negative thing. I don't know why, because the best quarterbacks of all time manage the game at a high level. I think the biggest difference is when the time comes down to it, they just find ways to make either an explosive or make another play. So all the good ones, all the great ones that win, they manage the game at a high level. Now, some are just more flashy, and I think they don't have that context or that tag. But it really doesn't matter, because your job as a quarterback, execute the play that's called, get your team in the end zone. At the end of the day, have more points than the other team and find a way to win. And that's what we're managing to do. 10 wins is a long time. I don't think in any stage of football I've ever won 10 in a row. I take that back. My junior year I did. But I've come a long way. It's just a great number. I mean, it's hard to do, and guys have battled, and we've been through a lot of crap, and going to continue to get through all the rest of the season, and got a tough road ahead, but we're all ready to go and excited for it.
Are you laughing at the moment like I've never won 10 in a row? Wait, yes, I have.
Let me take that back.
I've never been this awesome. Wait, check that. Yes, I have.
I am the man. He's probably a funny dude in that locker room.
I could see it when he's relaxed.
When he's relaxed and he's just with the fellas and he's at the chow table. Look at me acting like we're in prison. The chow table. I mean, he's probably cracking jokes, laughing. Like, they're a close, tight-knit group, and you can tell. But for Bo has won in his career, and that's all he has done. Even with Auburn and Oregon, he knows how to win.
It's true, man. And here he is, and quarterbacking an 11-2 team. But to your point right there, all right, Nick's just won his 21st career game yesterday. Okay, that ties Dan Marino for 5th most quarterback wins in his first 2 seasons, going back to 1950. And you know this, but there's still 4 games left on the schedule. Like, Bo Nix has an opportunity to be the winningest quarterback in his first 2 years, matching Russell Wilson if they can win out. And Russell Wilson forever in Seattle, it was very similar where he didn't get back when you could only vote for one MVP. Mm-hmm. Now you do 1 through 5 like they do in the NBA. But there was a while there where Russell Wilson never received an MVP vote.
He had that defense.
Exactly, though. It's like when you think about game managing, you have the league's best defense. Just don't screw it up. On a day like yesterday, especially against the Raiders, now he might have to play above the X's and O's against Jacksonville or Green Bay. But on a day like yesterday, it was not required of him. So him just having his hands on the steering wheel at 10-2, not gripping too tight, just staying between the lines and not screwing it up. Because, yeah, you can talk to me about he only has 1 touchdown pass in the last 3 weeks. Okay, I'm sure he would like to change that.
For sure.
But he also has only 1 pick in the last 3 weeks. And you're not turning the ball over. And that's actually I believe it's the 5th game this season. Let me just double check. I have it in my notes here. Yeah, it's no turnovers in a game for the Broncos for the 5th time this season. The franchise record is 6. Back in 2005, which that was a terrific team. 2014, that was a terrific team. And 2024, which was last season, and they were a playoff team. So,
Zach, if people have an issue, then they're just hating on my man at this point. We're talking about Bo Nix. He's doing what he has to do. When Bo Nix was being too aggressive, he was getting the turnovers, and we were sitting here scratching our heads saying, hey, Bo, what are you looking at? Can you read a defense? He finally says, hey, I'm gonna be a game manager. I'm going to take what the defense gives me. I can't throw it deep because they're playing a shell coverage. So, hey, the dink and dumps, tight ends, Cortland Sutton on a 5-yard route, that's what I'm going to do. Whatever they give me, I am going to take, and I'm going to move the ball, which he did. He's doing everything the right way, and he's growing, and like you said earlier, he's maturing. This is what we need to see, the next step. Not everything is going to be exciting and explosive. We want it to be, but that's not the case. You have to set those up. And the Denver Broncos did that. So in the next game, when it's like, okay, Bo Nix may throw these short to medium passes, now you're going to have Troy Franklin down the field, Cortland Sutton down the field for 50-50 balls.
Well, the last time they played the Raiders, who run the most zone coverage of anyone in the league, and that's what Bo struggles against, he threw multiple interceptions.
Yeah.
And here he is a month later playing the same team and learning from his mistakes. That is maturity. So doing what is required. Okay, did we see something against the Raiders yesterday that maybe gave us a sigh of relief? We'll talk about that. Also, in the Broncos in the driver's seat for the number 1 seed. What was our single biggest takeaway? We'll get to all of that as we're on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
The Broncos went into Las Vegas and took down the Raiders, reclaiming their spot as the top seed in the AFC. Is Sean Payton finding balance on offense at just the right time? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
This week's Recovery of the Week is brought to you by Step Denver, the men's residential addiction recovery program in Lower Downtown. Our Recovery of the Week this week belongs to Denver Broncos defensive back and reigning Defensive Player of the Year, Pat Surtain, who got injured in his game against the Dallas Cowboys with a partially torn pectoral muscle and missed the following weeks after that injury, but returned last week against the Washington Commanders and looks to stay healthy for the rest of the campaign. And that is your Recovery of the Week, brought to you by Step Denver. And I'm once again sitting down with Megan Shea from Step Denver. Megan, good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Great to see you as always.
All right. Today we're talking about perseverance, something that's necessary in sports, but also in life.
Perseverance is so important, Zach. Many of the men who come to Step Denver aren't here for the first time. Some are returning for their second, even in some cases, third attempt. That in itself shows grit, of course. And we're asking them, what's going to be different this time? The ones who've really done the soul searching and are ready to stick it out, they're the ones who succeed. And it's about being honest with yourself, willing to do the hard work, no matter how long it takes. And as you know, recovery is a marathon. It is not a sprint. Our residents are dealing with tough emotions, outside stress, temptation, but we teach them how to face life on life's terms without running, numbing, or giving up. They gain coping skills, tools to manage stress, and most importantly, a community that lifts them up when they need it the most. And when they stick with it, the rewards are bigger than they ever imagined. Relationships are restored, careers ignited, and lives completely transformed.
If you are someone who is ready and willing to seek help, call now or visit stepdenver.org. If you'd like to give, donations are also accepted at that same link, stepdenver.org.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3, The Fan.
Another summer is ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time, maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic and get treated for your low T, because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Hellsberg gifts checked off the list. Now, time for wrapping. Earrings for mom. A gold bracelet to match the rings Danielle wears every day. And for dad, a new watch, because we all know he needs one. All right, this is going to be a good one.
Our favorite things for your favorite people.
Shop in-store at Hellsberg.com for up to 50% off.
Samantha Flanagan here for Flanagan Law. If you find yourself in a car accident, do not tell the insurance company you are fine. They will hold that against you even if you end up with medical bills 3 months later. Protect your rights. Look for the Shamrock. Go with Flanagan Law.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Xfinity. Imagine all that could happen in 5 years. Jobs may change, kids are going to grow, new memes will come out, but also, what if you had reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi and the price didn't change for 5 years? Well, thanks to Xfinity 5-year price guarantee, you actually don't have to worry about that part of your future. You're guaranteed 5 years of Wi-Fi that boosts speeds to your devices that need them the most, that finds and fixes any issues before you even notice them. It's like a super intelligent Wi-Fi that keeps you protected from threats online. Plus, you get incredible gaming speeds on multiple devices with no one battling for bandwidth. For the next 5 years, all your devices are going to be working in perfect harmony, and you get our best equipment with no annual contracts, no fees, no strings attached. So even though your kids will grow up and you still won't understand what 6-7 means, your internet will stay sharp, reliable, and most importantly, the price will stay put. All with the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Select plans only.
Need a plumber? Euro Plumbing has the lowest prices in town. Rock bottom prices on whole house repipes, sewer line repairs, even water heaters. 720-500-3000.
Tune in to Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Wednesdays at 9:15 to hear ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky break down Bo Nix and the Broncos every week during football season. Denver Sports, 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Did we see something from the Broncos offense that made us maybe have a sigh of relief? Maybe? We'll talk about that here in about 12 seconds. Guys, this Friday, we are heading to MST Denver off of Market Street and Park Ave West, right near Coors Field, for Bud Light Football Friday. We'll be broadcasting live from 2 to 6 p.m. Bud Light will be giving away a pair of tickets to the Broncos-Jags game on Sunday, December 21st, along with 2 Bud Light VIP tailgate passes. You must be 21 to enter that contest. Bud Light, official beer sponsor of the Denver Broncos. Did we see something against the Raiders yesterday that made us collectively say, now that's a little bit more like it? And I'm talking about the run game, Mr. Phillip Lindsay. What did your eyes tell you about the Broncos' rushing attack yesterday?
As they're running and they're making these first downs and they're sustaining drives because of the run game, and it's just like pounding it. All I can think of is that's the way. I like it. Look, R.J. Harvey did himself a favor by just getting downhill, by breaking tackles. He was a man on a mission. And you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of the time, Zach, that we were sitting in here and we were critiquing Audric Estime, who, by the way, played with the Saints.
Did he?
He got elevated and was playing in the game. Now, I don't know how well he did. We'll have to look up the stats, but he got a couple carries. I do know that because he posted it on Instagram.
Okay.
You know, we're followers. We follow each other.
Oh. Well.
And so
can we?
At some point we will. We'll have to tell the whole story.
Yes, because that hasn't been told yet. The whole story, what happened in the preseason.
But we critiqued Audric Estime, and a lot of people at the time were upset with us.
Yes.
We go out there, Audric Estime, obviously, we could feel like he heard our message. He goes out there the next day, and he's running his butt off. I mean, running through people. You had Malcolm Roach commenting, like, why can't you run like this in the first place?
He was highly motivated by one Phillip Lindsay.
But that's what R.J. Harvey looked like, and it seemed like for R.J. Harvey yesterday. R.J. Harvey is young. He's looking at the paper clippings. He's listening to us and everybody else critique him and say that, hey, maybe you're not a bell cow back. And now for him, it's like Sean probably, because he listens too, went up to R.J. Harvey and said, hey, my man, you're going to get 15 to 17 carries. Make me look good. We're going to make sure that you are taken care of. We're going to make sure we put a fullback in front of you to protect you. And that's exactly what they did. And R.J. Harvey ran with authority. He ran with the purpose, picking up first downs, breaking tackles, picking up the hard yards, but also was able to scamper for a 15-yard explosive because that's what a 15-yard run is now. It's considered explosive.
In your in my book.
Yeah. And so he looked good, man, but he earned those 75 yards and also the yards that he was getting out of the backfield. He was able to get the 3-yard touchdown and run like that. So I was proud of R.J. Harvey and what he brought to the table. Now the question becomes, can you be consistent when you're going up against a tougher opponent, when you're going up against the Green Bay Packers who now have film on you? They're going to add a guy in the box. They're going to have better defensive of linemen. They're going to have better linebackers. Can you break those tackles and still run with that authority, knowing that everybody has you on their game plan?
Well, I thought it was Harvey's best game, man. His first game that he had 100 yards from scrimmage, 75 on the ground, 25 in the air, gets into the end zone. And there was a couple runs, man, that if it's just a little bit either different of a crease or just a different effort, I shouldn't say different effort, but if things just break a little bit differently, there's some like 30, 40, 50-yard runs to be had there.
Damn, Zach, you said my man would just give a little bit more effort.
No, I corrected that. Just if things broke a little bit differently.
Break 3 tackles, man.
It was good to see, though.
It was.
Because Harvey has had games where it's like, okay, you do 70 yards against the Titans, but 50 yards is on one play. Now, you want those explosive plays. I'm not minimizing or de-emphasizing that. But he got to 75 yards the hard way without a carry longer than 15 yards. And so what it was just body blows. It was just landing these body blows. Very few negative plays, really, from any of the backs. I think there was one, maybe two, but everything was for positive gain, even if it was 4 yards, 7 yards, 3 yards, 9 yards. Like, that's kind of how it went for Harvey. And I think that there's a different level of appreciation. And again, you want the explosive plays too. But yesterday in a vacuum, there's a different level of appreciation for a guy getting to 100 yards for scrimmage in the way that he got there.
Look, R.J. Harvey, he's starting to grow up. He, just like Bo Nix, is maturing in his way. He's starting to get confident and trusting the offensive line. He's getting confident and trusting Sean Payton and what Sean's bringing to the table. And he's getting confident and he's trusting in himself, knowing that, hey, there's a reason why you're a second-round draft pick. Go out there and show it. And the more confidence that you have, the better off you are going to be. The more risk you're going to take. One, because you know you're the guy now. You know you don't have J.K. Dobbins. You know that Sean Payton likes you and he's going to give you opportunities and set you up for success. Now go out there and do what you have to do. Go out there and show the world why Sean Payton drafted you in the second round. Can he continue to do it? I think he can. He has the tangibles to do that. It looks like he's growing some peach fuzz on his chin and growing up a little bit.
So I want to be specific, though. When you say you believe he has the ability to be more consistent or be consistent, like, are you talking about like 75 yards a game?
I'm talking about 60 to 75 yards if he can run like this. Think about it, Zach. We've seen R.J. Harvey break for a 50-yard run, a touchdown, be explosive that way. Now we're finally seeing R.J. Harvey break tackles, move the chains, get the dirty yards. Now, if you can put it all together on top of him catching out of the backfield, which he's doing a good job of already, that's a bell cow back. Now, for him to be an elite back, you got to break those tackles. You got to break for long runs.
Yep.
That comes over time. You have the offensive line to do it. Now, you just have to be consistent. How do you do that? Understand what's being called out there. Knowledge equals confidence equals playing fast. If you don't know something, don't go out there and just act like you do know it when you don't. Pick up the blitzes. All right, run hard when the holes are there. If it's not there, cram it up in there, live for another down, hold on to the football. R.J. Harvey can do it. He's built. His body is built for something like that.
Agreed. And Sean talked about that a couple weeks ago in the middle of the week. He talked about it after the game yesterday, like, hey, this guy's build, he's not a tall running back, but he's also not like small. He is thick.
Well, you question me. Do you not think that for R.J. Harvey? What's the doubt?
Well, we just haven't seen it. And we've seen it one time against a 2-win team, and now we're saying that he's going to be consistent. And
crown him.
Right? Like, you make a habit of that. If he gets to 75 yards against the Green Bay Packers, I mean, now we're talking. I need to see more. I don't want to take away in any way, shape, or form, but we have to measure context into the equation. And that is a bad football team yesterday.
It is.
I mean, they are a bad team who hasn't won a game in months.
Yeah, they're bad.
And I also don't want to act like he just ran for 160 either, right? He ran for 75 yards. So, Like, I want to.
Zach, 75 yards, averaging 4.4.
It's really good. It's really good. It's really good.
You know what? We are spoiled because of what J.K. Dobbins was doing. He made it look so easy. But what he's showing the world, he's showing Broncos country, and he's showing us is like, hey, what I do is not easy. I just make it look easy because, one, I fit the system, and I'm a damn good running back. For R.J. Harvey, now it's your turn. You're a second-round draft pick. Nobody's looking at you like an underdog. I heard what he said where he's like, hey, I work hard, and I want to make sure people know that. We know you work hard. You wouldn't be a second-round draft pick if you did not work hard. Now go out there, okay, because you are going to get the opportunities because Daddy Sean is going to give you the carries. He's going to give you the catches out of the backfield. And prove to everybody that you can be the top dog here for a very long time because your time is now.
Well, I'll say this about RJ. Yesterday was a terrific step in the right direction. And now I'm really intrigued because I had real doubts about the run game without Dobbins, and is it going to be good enough to win a Super Bowl?
For sure.
And when the first two games without Dobbins, your running back room collectively is in the 50s in terms of yardage, that's not close to good enough. So my question is, here moving forward, and I'll put everyone in this, Jaleel, Bidet, and
you're running back by committee.
R.J. Harvey.
Yeah, put Bo in there too, Zach.
Sure. Well, no, that's a big part of it because look,
Bo in there too.
You saw what happened to the Ravens run game this past month when Lamar he's been healthy or has not been healthy and he's been banged up.
Yeah.
And the element of him running was removed from the equation, and their run game goes in the toilet. When if Bo Nix continues to use his legs, he's only going to be helping out the other running backs if you make that attack, more dynamic. So we'll see. That remains to be seen, but. Yeah, really good step in the right direction. And can the Broncos running back room get to around 100 yards a game? And I know Cecil did the research and said, hey, Super Bowl winning teams going back to the year 2000, they average 114. The Broncos of 2015 average around 107. Can this group collectively get to around 100 yards a game?
I'm going to say they can, Zach. I'm going to go out there right now and say they can. And here's why. They have an offensive line that they have paid a lot of money for. Now, you have to have the right running back. We all know that. But when this offensive line gets going and Sean is creative in pulling the guards and pulling the tackles and getting them in front of the running backs and giving them opportunities, putting a fullback in there, that's important. You can get to the 60 to 75, the 100 yards you're looking for on top of Bo Nix having some runs that you draw up for him. Maybe the fullback, like we seen with Prentice, has a couple runs that bust because you just don't know what's coming. Being creative is something that Sean's going to have to do with this running back by committee and Bo Nix, but he can do it. And Sean knows that this is the time. The time is now. Strike when the iron's hot. And the run game needs to get going. You paid a lot of money. You put Luke Wattenberg up there. You paid him.
Yeah.
Why? To move these big boys for someone like R.J. Harvey. R.J. Harvey needs to stay true to himself. And he will start to get the chunk plays, and he will get the 65 yards, the 70 yards, if he can stay consistent.
Well, you talk about running behind that offensive line. That's exactly what he did on that tight red zone touchdown where he just literally just stayed right behind the back of his offensive line. I forget who was exactly in front of him. I want to say it was right guard.
It wasn't. It's because Ben Powers is not there.
No, right, and I'm like, who the heck am I thinking of? And it was
not Crum.
No, Quinn, Big Q. I'm pretty sure that's whose back he was behind, running into the end zone.
Yeah, okay, so it was Big Q and McGlinchey.
Yes, Big Q.
Yes,
Big Q and McGlinchey, just staying low, not being overly anxious, and just literally just kind of walking into the end zone.
Just be patient. And for R.J. Harvey, he has a big lower body, and so he's low to the ground. He is tough. He is running hard. That's one thing he is doing a good job of. He is running hard, and he's bringing it to the defenders. And with this offensive line getting a little bit of push with the lower body that R.J. Harvey has, he's going to get the touchdowns in the red zone or in the goal line if Sean continues to feed him the ball like that.
So you're hold on. I have a follow-up question.
Oh,
I have a follow-up question about the run game. This is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive. It's good to have you back in here, Phil. I know you were down last week, had lost your voice. It's great to be back, reacting to another Broncos win. 10 wins consecutively. That is insane.
Woo! I miss doing that, man. I lost my voice, and I was like, dang, man. They're going to have to put me on IR.
Well, it was short term. It was short term IR.
Short term.
So real quick. So you're like thumbs up moving forward with the run game. Like everything's good. This is not an issue. Like we're good.
I'm looking at it
because that's kind of the tone
this.
that's coming from you.
You know what? You're damn right. I'm looking at this run game, Zach, and I'm saying, all right, you add Bo Nix, you sprinkle in Bo Nix. That's going to take pressure off the run game. You add Adam Prentice. I can't believe we're talking about the fullback here.
Dude, he played great yesterday. Great.
One thing that you're going to get from Prentice every single game, he's going to catch a first down pass, and he's going to get a 1 yard converted into a first down.
Yep.
That's something that you can guarantee is going to happen. But what I'm saying is, with this running back by committee, because we don't have J.K., everybody is going to have to chip in. Jaleel McLaughlin had a couple bigger runs, had a 9-yard catch out of the backfield. All right, Tyler Bidet had a couple solid runs. And then you have R.J. Harvey, who's running hard. That's one thing that you can't take away from the young man is he's running hard. He's starting to gain confidence. And if we can get that same version of him, along with Jaleel McLaughlin and Bo Nix, it will be enough, because now you're getting the defenses to have to be honest, step up in the box, and now you're going to get what you want with the play action with Evan Ingram, who we got to get more involved. All right, you're going to get the one-on-one so we can get more explosive plays. Hopefully we get Marvin Mims more involved. So yeah, Zach, as long as it can look like it did against the Raiders, which is it's going to be different against Green Bay because they're a tougher team.
A lot tougher.
But also, why are we paying this offensive line?
Yeah.
Why are we paying them so much money if they can't move a guy 2 or 3 yards? If we can't be creative, this is on them now.
Well, I want
damn right, man.
I want to see more. You have more confidence than I do right now with the run game.
You're always a step behind. We get it.
Well, I'm agreeing more with Phil from the first half of the show. I'm getting Phil for the second half of the show. Your confidence was not this high just a few hours ago.
So my confidence is low still, and it's not because of the being productive.
Wait, what?
It's so on a scale of 1 to 5, right? I'm concerned with the run game, not because of R.J. Harvey, but because of what you feared, and it happened. You jinxed us, dang it. When J.K. Dobbins went down and we didn't get another running back, it hurt us. Now you're sitting here, you gave R.J. Harvey 17 carries. You weren't giving J.K. 17 carries.
It's true, I know.
And so now you're giving R.J. Harvey 17 carries. Is that sustainable? And if you are giving him this and he gets hurt, then what? We're really down. We're already down to our second string running back. You take him out of the equation.
Yeah.
Then that's what I'm fearing. That's where the confidence is. And, of course, Zach, R.J. Harvey needs to prove it again.
Yeah.
Look at you, man.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out where we stand here.
I'm still concerned.
Okay, you're still concerned.
I'm still concerned,
but
it's
confident.
About the injury, but I'm confident.
All right, gotcha.
Where are you at, man? Where are you at?
I got to see more. Now, look, yesterday, unto itself, each game, you said this earlier in the show, each game takes on its own identity.
Yes.
For yesterday, that was fantastic. And RJ and that whole room deserves to be applauded because they were really good. Phil, running for 152 yards, like that's
what we're asking for.
And I know the Raiders stink and they're now 2-11, but goodness gracious, that's a lot of yardage. If you did that week in, week out, you'd be a top 3 running attack. Because 2 of the 3 games since Dobbins went down have been so uninspired, I don't want to get over my skis reacting to a 1-game sample size.
Understandable.
But that being said, you give them credit. You give them credit for what they did yesterday. But if you're asking me like a similar question to what I'm asking you,
let me ask you.
Okay, let's try this.
On a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being you are not concerned at all, 1 being you're very concerned about this run game moving forward. Where are you at as of right now?
Hold on. Let's
Fine,
go.
you're
let's
concerned.
go. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go 5. I'm deeply concerned,
Okay.
and 1 I'm not concerned at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I said.
I think you flipped it, but
Oh.
I'll go. My concern level, if 5, like I think the season's going to be over because they can't figure it out. I'll go. Man, I'm torn between a 2 and a 3. I'll go with a 3. I'm a little bit more optimistic after what I saw yesterday. But 2 of the 3 games since Dobbins went down has not been good.
Yeah. But it takes time.
And then the one that was good is against the 2-win team. And I know I'll be labeled, Zach's being negative. I'm just trying to be honest, okay? You're asking me and I'm answering the question. I'll have a different response. If we see similar production, not same.
Okay.
It's similar.
What does that look like, though, against Green Bay? Because that is a damn good team.
I don't know what his carries will be, so I'll just say, like, if he goes out similar, yesterday he had 75 yards on the ground. If he goes out and has 62 yards on 4.5 yards a carry, my concern will be not completely alleviated, but it'll go down a notch. Just because I have to see it more than once and I have to see it. Dude, we're talking about a team that can go win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right? So that means playing the best competition. And on the broadcast yesterday, they said Broncos have the 3rd hardest strength of schedule left. So you're going to get a real good taste here against the Packers, the Jags, in Arrowhead, and then finishing up against the Chargers. You're going to get a real taste of like what the playoffs could look like. And I just have to see the production against that level of competition.
Look, I'm not going to have any pushback with you. I agree. You have to be consistent. My concernometer is at a 2 because after RJ Harvey, then what? Like it dwindles down, man. And
what about the bat signal?
Well, yeah,
Jaleel.
but for Jaleel, okay, then what happens with Jaleel? Then after Jaleel, you got Tyler Burdett.
Well, you could say that about every team in the league.
Yeah, but this is just a little bit different because of how good J.K. Dobbins did. I mean, J.K. Dobbins, he was a top 5 back.
He was.
You know, if not, honestly, you could say top 3 at times. Now you have R.J. Harvey, who we just don't know enough about. And I get it. Like with R.J., with the running back position, a lot of times you can get a running back that just flashes right away. I was one of them that was able to flash right away. The first game, 30-yard touchdown.
Yep.
I ain't bragging. I'm just saying. 30-yard touchdown. But for RJ, now you're more confident. You know that there's nobody else behind you that's going to push you. You know that someone like Sean Payton is going to make sure he sets you up for success in the red zone.
That's for sure.
You know that you have an offensive line that if you just trust, they're going to take you to the promised land when they're pulling around. You just follow them. And so that's why I have a little bit more confidence. My confidence is not in necessarily RJ Harvey. It's the line as well and what they're doing. But I'm a little worried that if something happens, because all it takes is one cut, we're already down to our second-string running back, and we both can agree on this. You are not winning a Super Bowl or a playoff game if you don't have a run game or a tight end.
No. They need to try to, and yesterday, again, a great step in the right direction. If they need to average, as a group, running backs around 100 yards a game, just to keep defenses honest.
Yes.
And this pass game for the Broncos has not been good enough to like be some elevator if you don't have a run game. So we'll see what it looks like, man. But yesterday was encouraging for sure. What do you think? You said crown him?
Crown him.
No, thank you. I'll wait. I'll wait and continue to gather the information. What do you think your biggest takeaway was?
You know, my biggest takeaway was the offense just going down field on these drives and sustaining them, but doing it their way. They had full control. And so when you're looking at what this offense is doing, they're getting better every single game. And every single game, they're bringing something different to the table. All right, we didn't have an explosive play necessarily against the Raiders yesterday, but what we did have is long drives. The opening drive, 14 plays, 81 yards, touchdown by Bo Nix.
Very impressive. Outside that delay of game penalty, it was pretty much a perfect drive.
Yeah, and so later on throughout the game, it was another drive, 14 plays.
Hey, real quick, not to interrupt, but when we were just talking about Harvey, and then you talk about that first drive, and it just sparked a thought again. The stat sheet won't reflect it. It'll never get talked about on SportsCenter or the debate shows. But that first play, that first third down, it's about to be 3 and out. And R.J. Harvey is freaking slammed in the backfield by Jamal Adams.
Jamal Adams, shout out Jamal.
And Harvey somehow, some way gets himself out of that jam and gets the first down. Phil, I know I'm going to sound a little bit crazy. Take away Marvin Mims' touchdown on his first career punt return. I thought that was the biggest play in the game because you're about to go 3 and out on your first touch of the ball, and you're a league leader in 3 and outs. You haven't had an opening drive touchdown since week 2 back on Sunday, September 14th. And the fact that you went and scored that opening drive, and that's the play that sparked it and got you a second series, or a second set of downs, rather. I thought that was so impressive from Harvey.
You know what? I love that you bring that up because that right there is a confidence booster. My guessing is after that play, RJ Harvey's dropped, right? Where it's like, hey, this can be you now. You could be considered the bell cow back. And he was playing with confidence. You know what we were talking about with Bo, and I said Bo was playing with the most confidence that he has ever played with this year. That's what RJ Harvey looked like. He knew that he was going to get a bunch of carries. He had his team that was rallying around him, probably talking to him before the game saying, hey, look, man, this is all on you. You had Sean probably talking to his guys saying, hey, we're leaning on you. And that was a huge play. It might have been the biggest play because you sustained a drive because of that. You moved the chains because of that. And that could have been a 3-and-out, or it could have been a case where you have to punt the ball.
And the Raiders, on their first touch of the ball, they go down and score.
Yeah.
So had the Broncos, and you never know how things are going to work out with the butterfly effect, but had the Broncos gone 3-and-out and the Raiders get it and go score, the texture of the game completely changes. But the Broncos got to play from a position of strength, and that had not happened yet this year. And the Raiders, hey, that first half, Pete Carroll's doing the halftime. He's like, we're playing fine. We're matching up with them real good. The only difference is the punt return. And there's an argument to be made that was the case. I have to mention this right now because there's a story happening right now in the NFL that it almost feels fake, but it's on our screen right now. Phillip Rivers is going to work out with the Colts tomorrow. He has not played in the NFL in 5 years.
That's crazy.
He last played in the NFL in 2020. And yesterday, Daniel Jones pops his Achilles tendon.
Yeah. Oof.
And Anthony Richardson, their former first-round pick, is on IR. But they have a pretty good team. They have nowhere to turn, and they are turning, apparently, and I can't believe this is true, to potentially Phillip Rivers, who hasn't played NFL football in a half decade. If this goes down, if this happens, and Phillip Rivers is playing for the Indianapolis Colts next weekend, this is going to be one of the crazier stories in NFL history. And I am not being hyperbolic.
Phillip Rivers, he retired. He said he was done. He has like 20 kids.
He's been done for 5 years. This is insane. And they're going on the road. You know who they have next week? Seattle in Seattle. That is a really good football team. I cannot believe that story is true.
You know what needs to happen. If you're somebody like, let's say, Joe Flacco, Zach, he's been in that system, I want to say. He was with the Colts. Joe is not going to play now that Joe Burrow is gone. If I'm Joe Flacco and I really want to play, then I'm telling the coaching staff, hey, can you release me? This is the time to do it for the vets. All right, you have a bunch of vets being released because they know that they're not going to win on the team. The team knows they're not bringing them back. Here, go out there, try to stick on a team that's going to the playoffs and try to lengthen your years in the NFL or try to win if this is it for you. So maybe, like, if it doesn't work out with Phillip Rivers, which is insane, maybe go for Joe Flacco. Hell, if I'm Sparky over here.
No, stop. Don't even.
If I'm Stedham, maybe I'm like, you know what, Coach? I do kind of want my shot. I do believe I'm a starting quarterback. How about you release me, man?
In a perfect world for Stidham, he would make sense for a team like that right now. But Stidham's importance only grows with every passing Broncos win. Like, we're talking about Harvey. Like, you know, if he went down, where would you be? Like, if Bo Nix goes down with this defense, like, at least Stidham could give you a shot.
Yeah.
And it probably wouldn't work out if you're talking about the playoffs. But say Stidham has to play Week 18 against the Chargers to maintain the division or the top seed. With this defense, Stidham could at least give you a shot. So, but
the answer's no, huh?
The answer is definitely no. Dude, we've paid you so much money to not play, and now you want out of here? Like, no. But yeah, crazy story breaking in real time that the Colts are bringing in, I can't believe this is true, Phillip Rivers for a workout tomorrow.
That's insane.
After not playing in the NFL since 2020. Doggone it.
Doggone it.
What a story. Doggone it. What did you make of the defense yesterday?
You know, the defense did what they needed to do. They handled business. They were stout. They stopped the run. Ashton Jitty had 30 yards rushing. Now,
that's crazy, man.
There's a lot of people out there that are saying Ashton Jitty's a bust. Now, hold on now. Running backs, you need your offensive line. You do. The offensive line over there with the Raiders is not good. I'm not ready to call Ashton Jeanty a bust. Get that man an offensive line, maybe a couple weapons because the Raiders are down and out, and then we can see what he can do. And if he can't do it with more weapons, with an improved offensive line, then we could call him a bust. Sorry, I had to do a little rant on.
No, that's fair. I mean, he's set up to fail.
Yeah.
But this is why I said this previously. Like, if you're in a full-blown rebuild, which the Raiders are, you don't take a running back 6th overall. No disrespect to the position, but you need to build more fundamentally before you start taking a skill position player in the first round. And I would say that if they drafted a receiver at number 6, you have to build from the inside out, and they have major problems. But yeah, I mean, Jeanty, outside of one game in September against the Bears, I don't think he has a game that goes over 75 yards, and in fact, he doesn't. So, what would Jeanty run for behind this Broncos offensive line?
Ashton Jeanty's over 1,000 yards.
Yeah, I think so,
let's
too.
be real, guys. Ashton Jeanty in this offense with Bo Nix, the playmakers at receiver, with the defense, so you have short field position. I mean, Ashton Jeanty would eat. Sean Payton would have a field day with someone like Ashton Jeanty. So, fit matters when you get to the league as a running back. You need help. And the minute that you don't think you need help is the minute that you're out of the league. You cannot be selfish. This is an ultimate team game, especially at the running back position. Now, defensively, Zach, defense handled business. They did what they had to do. They were able to get the sacks. Nick Bonito was able to get 2 of those sacks.
Yep.
They were stout with the run game, like I said earlier. They bent at times, but they did not break. What more do we want from them?
The only thing you could ask is a turnover.
That's the only thing they almost did. Jahdae Barron almost came up with a turnover.
He did. Zach Allen had one go through his hands.
Zach Allen. So they're there, but it was status quo. A dominant defensive performance. The offense finally woke up. Now they have woken up in the last 3 games. Can they sustain this? I think they can now. And then they got some help special teams wise. So defense did what they had to do, and now they took a business-like approach, and now they're at home chilling on a Victory Monday, getting ready for Green Bay.
Yep. Anytime that you can hold the quarterback room, and I say quarterback room because they actually knocked Geno Smith out of the game at one point. Kenny Pickett was in there throwing 11 passes. But anytime you can hold the quarterback room to under 200 yards and the running back room to under 50 yards,
come on,
you're typically going to take care of business in those games. And they did. And I know the final score says 24-17. It's technically another one-possession win. But yeah, man, I mean, that was the most dominant one-possession win that you could imagine. And even the fact that it got to a one-possession game, the shenanigans, I don't know,
let's talk about
the
that.
Federal Bureau of Investigation needs to take a dive into the final minute of that game, because this decision-making from Sean on 4th down, 4th and a long 3, with a minute left, up double figures, you're not kicking the field goal, but you're also not passing it, you're running it.
Yeah, get stuffed.
The delay of game from Brandon Jones and then Pete Carroll, it's like the game is over. There is nothing left to gain. There's only someone could get hurt on a final special teams play.
Yep.
And so I know sports gamblers across the country were irate.
You must be upset, man. This is why you bring it up. What
no,
happened to
I'm
you?
good. I had the Broncos in a teaser. I just needed them to win. We're good on this side, but I've been there too many times to
put him in jail. Put Pete Carroll in jail.
That's what David Portnoy was saying from Barstool, and I got it if you are on that end of it. But then there are a bunch of Raiders tickets that are like, you think you're cooked, but you have some a field goal with no consequence, with no time left in the game to cover. I mean, that's just. They've already been talking about it here on ESPN during our show.
It's a little weird.
How bad of a beat that is. It's just crazy.
It's the script, Zach. When we gonna start being on the same page?
I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say about the last minute of that game. But how about this? So yes, Denver was dominant defensively. To add some numbers to that, they pressured Geno Smith and Kenny Pickett on 19 of 37 dropbacks. That's a pressure rate of over 51%, 4 sacks. They recorded a pressure rate of at least 50% for the 5th time this season. No other team in the NFL has done that more than 3 games. All right. And then offensively, we saw some stuff yesterday we hadn't seen in decades. Denver recorded 3 offensive drives of at least 14 plays in a single game for the first time since at least the year 2000. It was also Denver's first game with at least 2 8-minute touchdown drives. also since at least the year 2000. And anytime you hear that at least, it just means they don't have the data to go back further. You'd have to probably go back and do it manually. So, yeah, man, methodical drives out the wazoo yesterday.
Was this a dominant performance by the Denver Broncos in all three phases? I can't believe we're saying all three phases, but, I mean, you can pretty much say all three phases if you want. But special teams did their part. Defense did their part yet again. But offensively, Mr. Bye, was this a dominant performance by them?
I'll stop short of dominant. You scored 24 points, which is about league average. And the Raiders actually scored more points yesterday than they had in a month, believe it or not. They scored 7 against the Broncos on Thursday Night Football, 16 against the Cowboys, 10 against the Browns, and 14 against the Chargers. So they actually improved their scoring against the Broncos yesterday. And 24 points, that's good. But again, that's right about league average. So
you're looking at just the point.
No. I'll say, like, it felt dominant at moments because of those methodical drives. That anytime you can have game control like that, I mean, that's having your opponent in a headlock, a vice grip.
That's more than that. You have them in a pretzel.
Yeah, but I'll
taking them to Pound Town.
I'll stop short of dominant. We've seen dominant games.
So you're looking for points.
You look around the NFL. I mean, there's a game yesterday that was 37-9. That's a dominant win. 31-0 Vikings over the Commanders. That's a dominant win. 34-10 over the Jets for the Dolphins. That's a dominant win. A 34-17 win over a 2-win team. That's not dominant. Do you think it's dominant?
I think it's dominant in a certain way. This is the first time that the offense was able to be balanced, where it's like there wasn't a bunch of explosive plays. They had to get it out the mud. All right, they weren't.
They had to get it out the mud.
They had to get it out of the mud.
They were get it out the mud.
4 yards, 5 yards, maybe a 10-yard. We know that's not explosive. A 10-yard run or pass, and they had those drives where you have a defense that knows it's coming and can't stop it.
Yeah.
Has a 14-play drive for the Denver Broncos on the opening drive where that goes for 81 yards and a touchdown. Then you do it again with a 14-play drive, 90 yards this time. That ends with a touchdown. And then in the fourth quarter, you say, uh-oh, daddy's home. 19-play drive, over 10 minutes. You end up with some points. That's dominant. Now, it's not flashy. But it's dominant. It's controlling the game and knowing your opponent. And being able to just handle them like your dad.
So let me just. So yesterday's 24-17 win over the Raiders was dominant.
Yeah, because also when the Raiders scored their points, the defense weren't as motivated.
That's
they
true.
weren't as motivated as they would if it's a close game. That matters. Like I said, when you're having those long drives, you're not after you take 10 minutes or 8 minutes or 9 minutes off the clock. The next time you get the ball, it's going to be the next quarter.
Yeah.
So you don't have enough time to just put it on them unless you're breaking for long runs or explosive pass down the field.
All right. I don't want to get caught up in the semantics of that.
Give me the dominant performance.
It's the first ever dominant performance in a one-possession win over a 2-win team. They were good. They were good, though. I don't want to get caught.
I mean, damn.
You're making.
I'm not making you anything.
Dante, was that a dominant win over the Raiders yesterday? Where do you fall in this and break this tie?
I would say it was dominant.
Dominant?
Yeah, I'll go on Phil's side. I think the score isn't reflective of the dominance.
Isn't that what Zach said, too? Like, hey, the score doesn't reflect how it was.
No, because I agree.
At no point in the game was I nervous about the Broncos losing,
Agreed.
and I would call that dominance.
Agreed. I would say you were in control.
Okay.
Dominating looks like 5 games that we saw yesterday where you win by 3 or 4 possessions.
I'm almost positive dominating and in control are synonyms.
No. In control and dominant are not the same thing.
Drew, if I dominated you on the court and I was in control of you on the court, it's the same thing.
That sentence doesn't even compute to me because what you just said. You wouldn't dominate me on the court ever. Drew, was that a dominant win, you think?
No, they were in control.
You see it like I do.
Yeah,
there we go. There's the reason.
They were in control of the walkthrough yesterday because that's kind of what that game looked like, was a walkthrough. not dominant. You sound like the two knuckleheads in the midday.
Oh, my God. All right, what do you guys think? I guess just a random little tangent. Was the win yesterday dominant over the 2-11 Raiders? Let us know. 303-713-1043.
I have an update on the synonyms if you'd like.
We don't need any updates. All right, we have the bracket for the college football playoff. What is our biggest takeaway, and what do we think about Notre Dame not playing in a bowl game? Fair or foul? That's next.
The The Broncos won their 10th game in a row and secured a key tiebreaker over New England. With a month remaining in the season, will the road to Super Bowl 60 run through the Mile High City? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Gentlemen, how you guys doing? The holiday season is here, full of hustle and bustle and packed with activity. But when your energy is drained, you're not sleeping as well, and your sex drive is just nowhere to be found, then maybe it's tough to feel festive. And I'm here to tell you, men, that these could be signs of low testosterone. And if that's going on, this season, take action and get treated. Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic are experts in treating low testosterone and other men's sexual health conditions. They successfully treated tens of thousands of men that are dealing with low T. And a lot of these men have seen the amazing differences that these treatments can make in their life. So if you're just like these guys out there, within just a few weeks, you'll feel your energy return, the brain fog will go away, your sleep will improve, as will the workouts. And that sex drive, gentlemen, that we all deserve to have will be significantly enhanced as well. Most men wait a year or longer. There is no need to wait. Don't go another season with low T. We have 5 locations out there to serve you as well. All right, you can go to North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. Gentlemen, go get treated. Give them a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Hi there, I'm Kim Rudell, owner of Wills and Wellness Estate Planning. If you are planning to create your estate plan this year but haven't done it yet, you still have time. As an incentive to check this off your list, we're offering a 10% discount to the fan listeners during the month of December. Just mention this ad. You can find us at willsandwellness.com or give us a call at 720-266-8190.
Select Health, how can we help?
Representative.
I'm ready to answer any questions you have.
Representative.
I'm Sam.
Representative.
It sounds like you said representative. One moment. Select Health, how can we help?
Finally. Hi, I have a question on copays.
I can help with that.
Real people, real answers in real time. Select Health, insurance made simple. Learn more at selecthealth.org.
Planning out your holiday pictures? Let's move you to the front because at Soda Weight Loss, you could drop the belly fat and gain your confidence back, just like Ramon.
I used to dread those pictures. I'd position myself behind someone taller or make sure I was holding a plate so nobody focused on my belly. But that was before Soda. Soda gave me more than a smaller waistline. It gave me back the confidence to wear what I want. And they make it simple. No injections, no hunger, just a plan that worked.
Soda Weight Loss is built for busy people like you.
I lost 82 pounds in just 16 weeks. No hunger, no drugs, just steady, real-life progress with the nutritionist who helps you every step of the way.
That's why Soda has nearly 9,000 Google reviews. And right now, the most popular offer of the season is back. Join today, and your partner joins free. Visit SodaWeightLoss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com.
Soda is, say it with me, state of the art.
Hellsberg gifts checked off the list. Now, time for wrapping. Earrings for mom. A gold bracelet to match the rings Danielle wears every day. And for dad, a new watch, because we all know he needs one. All right, this is gonna be a good one.
Our favorite things for your favorite people. Shop in store at Hellsberg.com for up to 50% off.
Comcast Business is celebrating the holidays by giving your business the $1,000 holiday bonus when you switch to a gig speed internet package. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 12, a new laptop for the office holiday hero. Or possibility number 108, smart speakers to deck those hallways. Or possibility number 192, new equipment for the new year. Or possibility number 555, Bluetooth holiday lights for office decor. Switch to Comcast Business, designed for 100% reliability with business internet and wireless connect, plus advanced cybersecurity, and now get the $1,000 holiday bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 12/14/25. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Requires qualifying gig package. Other restrictions apply.
Happy holidays, Colorado. This is David Szymanski with U.S. Mortgages, and after 30 years, we could not be more thankful and grateful to this great state and all the people who have contacted us and trusted us for their loan needs. Remember to take time to reflect on what matters most this holiday season, like family, friends, and God. We are in such a blessed country, and we all have so much to be thankful for. So from all of us to all of you, thank you and happy holidays.
Most people don't think about their garage door until it stops working. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello, owner of Don's Garage Door Service. A noisy garage door is a cry for help. Most repairs are simple, but if left untreated, they can turn into costly repairs. Your garage door works hard every day, and a little maintenance goes a long way. We fix garage doors fast with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. There's never a good time for your garage door to break, whether you're rushing to work or you're trying to get the kids to school. We know how much you rely on your garage door. That's why we offer same-day repairs, because life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Over 90,000 five-star reviews don't happen by accident. They happen by putting people first. Fixing your garage door is what we do, but making your life easier and your home safer is why we do it. Families trust us because we deliver, and we'd be honored to earn your trust too. From repairs to upgrades, call Don's Garage Door Service today.
It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
A lot of response to the was that actually a dominant win?
Dominate.
Here's where, and again, we're just having fun. We're doing sports talk radio. It's semantics and completely irrelevant.
Yeah, come on.
But I'll meet you in the middle here. It was dominant statistically based on the length of the drive, the number of first downs. Like they almost doubled them up in first downs. It was 27-16.
Yeah.
Because they dominated the dominant drives, the number of first downs, the lopsided nature of that, total yards, and time of possession. It was dominant. The only thing that didn't reflect it was the score.
Yeah, the points. So I asked you earlier, I said, is it the points? You said, no, it's not. It's not the points. It's not because I asked you, hey, is the only thing that's not making it a dominant performance the points? And you said no.
I don't remember that.
Oh,
I don't remember that.
So is it a dominant performance?
No.
They took him to Pound Town.
No. No, it wasn't. But there's a couple statistical things that you can point to and say that's lopsided, that's dominant. But when you dominate someone, look, it happened 5 times in the NFL yesterday, where it's just someone's getting their head kicked in.
Yeah, but also that's the points. I try to explain it to you. When you have these long drives, you're not going to come up with the points.
Okay, we'll just agree to disagree. Me and Drew, we're together in this.
You guys are wrong. You guys know it's a dominant performance. Probably not sexy, not a sexy performance, but it was dominant.
Yeah, it was not sexy. There was no play of 20 yards or 19 yards.
Yeah.
So, all right, college football playoff. I want everyone involved in this one because we're all huge college football fans here on this show. So we have the bracket. All right, I cannot wait for this. The schools who get the bye: Indiana, Ohio State, Georgia, and Texas Tech. Those are teams that are just waiting in the wings for the second round. Here's the first round matchups. It's Alabama, and these I love this so much. The fact that these first round games are on campus.
Yeah, that is fun.
And I really wish and hope in the future that that can go beyond the first round.
So you want them to have it all the way until when?
The semifinals, the Final Four, if you want to do it in Mercedes-Benz Superdome or whatever like that. But that's just me. So you have Alabama traveling to Oklahoma with the winner getting Indiana. You have Miami traveling to College Station to play Texas A&M with the winner getting Ohio State. You have Tulane traveling to Ole Miss with the winner getting Georgia, and you have James Madison going to Eugene playing Oregon with the winner getting Texas Tech.
Okay, James Madison, I see you.
All right, let's get right to it. Would the college football playoff be better if Notre Dame was in over a school like James Madison?
Most definitely. Notre Dame was hot. They were winning games. Last year, they were in the national championship. They had a chance to win it all. And now they're out of it, but yet they're one of the hottest teams in college football. Make that make sense. Honestly, I'm surprised that Alabama's not getting a home game because Alabama's being treated like they're royalty when they lost 3 games. And then, of course, okay, Miami beats Notre Dame. I understand and I see why that happens, but Notre Dame needs to be in there, Zach.
The one of the top things that I didn't like about how this fell was that in the weeks leading up to this past weekend, Notre Dame was ahead of Alabama and Miami, and they didn't lose. And then at the last second, it flips. It felt like theater, man. It felt like theater, and if you're gonna tell me that they don't deserve to get in because they're a 2-loss team, that's fair. But also, you can't rank them ahead of those other teams for weeks at a time, and then when there's no meaningful change, you flip them for the last reveal show.
I don't even
it doesn't make sense to me.
Because you said because they lost 2 games. They lost 2 games to teams that are in the playoffs. Texas A&M, correct? In
Yes,
Miami.
by a point and by 3 points.
Okay, but you put Alabama in there who has lost 3 games. That's not fair. It's not fair. It doesn't sit well with me, man.
Drew, what do you make of the dynamics here?
I'm with you guys on this one. That the Alabama thing is the one that really gets me going. Miami deserved to be in. I'm glad that the committee did the right thing and put them in over Notre Dame for that win that they had. I'm with you. It was silly that they didn't have him in there in the first place. The way they had this whole thing falling down just stinks, though, because, why Alabama and Notre Dame, the last week of the season, Alabama wins by 7 points over Auburn. Notre Dame goes out.
Who stinks, by the way.
Stinks, by the way, yeah. Notre Dame goes out and hammers Stanford, who stinks. And yet you jump Alabama to protect Alabama in case they lose the SEC championship game, which they did. And, by the way, they weren't competitive in doing so. They lost 28-7 to Georgia. You look at the conference championship losers in this one. BYU loses to Texas Tech. They dropped. Ohio State loses to Indiana by a field goal at the end of the game. They drop. Virginia loses to Duke in overtime. They drop. Alabama gets hammered by Georgia. They don't move at all. Why? That stinks to me.
Well, we're going conspiracy corner here. Is that ESPN plays a big role in this.
Yes, they do.
And ESPN has the rights to the SEC. And let me see if I can spit this out the right way. If you knock Alabama, are you saying that the SEC championship game doesn't hold the value that they bill it to be? And that's part of their schedule that they make a ton of money on, is airing the SEC championship.
Yeah, to me, that's exactly what it spells out. Because you want those conference championship games because they get a lot of eyeballs. Even though I think with the way that the playoff is formatted now, they basically become irrelevant. Like the conference championship games don't really matter. The only one that really mattered was the ACC and the Big 12. The Big 10 and the SEC games didn't matter, even though those are the 2 most watched games of the conference championship. The whole thing just stinks, man.
Dante, you got a thought here?
Yeah, what a perfect year if they would have only had 14. A 14 playoff. I think that would have been very easy. The 4 teams that got a bye are all very deserving. And, it's funny that we've gone from arguing of who deserves to be the 2nd team to who deserves to be the 4th team. And now we're talking about the 12th team. So I don't feel that bad for these guys. I think Notre Dame doesn't deserve to be in over a school like Miami. And I'm fine with Alabama getting in.
But do they deserve to be in over a school like James Madison?
Well, the guidelines are that you need 5 conference champions. And Notre Dame's not a conference champion, so they can't get an auto bid, so you have to get an at-large bid. Yeah. And based on who got the at-large bids, I think the right teams did get those. If anything, I would actually argue BYU deserves an at-large bid over Notre Dame as well.
Well, I'll say this. This is chaotic. It's controversial. And the fallout from Notre Dame not getting in, I had to double check that the words from the athletic director were coming out true this morning. Did you guys see what Pete Bevacqua, the Notre Dame AD, said about the ACC conference? We'll play that for you. Also, what do you make of the secondary decision of Notre Dame saying, we're not playing in a bowl game then? I want to talk about that next.
The Broncos offense came out swinging. Thanks to a strong performance by R.J. Harvey. Is the rookie runner proving he can be trusted to take control of Denver's backfield? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Progressive presents a testimonial of sorts.
Hey, slow down!
Oh, yeah? Well, you drive like my grandma. She's a very attentive and courteous driver who wears a seatbelt and always uses her turn signals. She's also a talented painter and has very low cholesterol. Not that that has anything to do with her drive. We just thought a more complete picture of who she is might be interesting. Anyway, have a nice day.
Safe driver? Get Snapshot from Progressive and get a personalized rate based on how you drive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents. Surcharge possible for unsafe driving.
Ready to order?
Yes. We're earning unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card, so let's just get one of everything.
Everything?
Fire everything. The Capital One Saver card is at table 27, and they're earning unlimited 3% cash back.
Yes, Chef! This is so nice.
Had a feeling you'd want 3% cash back on dessert.
Ooh, tiramisu.
Earn unlimited 3% cash back on dining and entertainment with the Capital One Saver card. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
At 303 Law 4040, we know getting into an accident stinks, and so does getting worked over by the insurance company or even your slick-talking made-for-TV lawyer. So if we can help, just give us a call. 303 Law 4040. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
Brandon Stokely here from my friends at Roller Auction. Do you have items you're looking to sell? Since 1976, Roller Auction has been conducting commercial and industrial auctions for Colorado government agencies, Fortune 500 companies, small business owners, secured creditors, individuals, and more. They have a large marketplace to showcase your assets, so don't wait. Visit rollerauction.com for a free consultation and turn those items into some cold, hard cash. Again, go visit them at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
Life happens, and then debt happens. Your laptop dies when you need it most. A hospital bill hurts more than an injury. Enter End Credit Union with a free debt consultation and a plan built just for you. End is here to help you break the debt cycle and get your finances on track. Debt happens. End helps. Schedule your free consultation at end.com/coaching. Standard account and credit qualifications apply.
Hi, I'm Emily, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where a small box with a burgundy bow will help you win the holidays. As an in-house designer, I love creating meaningful, fine jewelry gifts. Choose a necklace with a gorgeous infinity charm to symbolize your everlasting love. Or go for a personalized piece with an engraving, their zodiac sign, favorite color gemstone, or their initial accented with pave diamonds. Because a friend wants you to be a holiday hero. Stop by or shop now at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Cake Mortgage Corp, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 1734623. Licensed in Colorado by the Division of Real Estate. Terms and conditions apply. These days, we expect everything fast. Streaming, food delivery, even same-day shipping. So why should using the equity in your home to get cash be any different? At Cake Mortgage, we get fast. We just got a client approved for $300,000 in under 24 hours with our Cake Fast Cash program. If you're struggling with high-interest debt, roll it into one low monthly payment and save hundreds or more each month. The best part? You'll keep your current mortgage rate and only pay for what you use. Cake Mortgage. Your fresh-baked fast cash loan is ready to enjoy. So don't wait. Call 720-850-0012. That's 720-850-0012. Or visit cakehome.com for thousands of 5-star reviews.
This is Jeff for Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we help Greg.
Hi, my name is Greg. I've been a patient of Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic for over 10 years. I noticed that I was really tired. I was lethargic. I didn't sleep really well, and I was overweight. My waist was 4 inches over what it should have been. It was really difficult for me to lose the body shape I didn't like. And of course, my marriage, yes. No man in their 40s wants to have low libido in their marriage. I'm really thankful for this therapy because it just makes me feel the man I want to be, active, at home, everywhere. If you're feeling like I was, call the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today and get checked. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Thanks, Greg. It's true. Low T therapy will likely change your life. Your initial appointment is only $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Advent Health is Littleton's home for highly specialized, life-changing heart care. From preventive screenings to personalized treatment options, it's heartfelt care from expert hands. The Advent Health Heart and Vascular Institute is now open, ready to provide wholehearted care for your whole health.
Get ready for every Broncos game with Super Bowl 50 champion Brandon Marshall as he joins the drive every Friday afternoon at 4:45 exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Thanks to Corwin Toyota Boulder. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. DenverSports.com and the Denver Sports app. It's Reaction Monday, powered by Silter Har Motors. Here's the drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, final segment here on a Reaction Monday. We'll give away Bronco game balls in just a second. First, though, man, the Notre Dame controversy here, like it's pretty legit. And to think that, like, just how personally Notre Dame is taking this. Here is athletic director Pete Bevacqua went on the Dan Patrick Show. All right, and it wouldn't shock me if he made himself available to Dan and not like them asking for him to come on. He's
He
like,
called him and said, hey, I need to get on.
yeah, like, and so he did a little media tour, by the way. He went on some other shows, so he clearly wanted to get it off his chest, but his first shot was taken on the Dan Patrick Show. Listen to, and we should set this up the right way. So Notre Dame and their AD, Pete Bevacqua, believe that the ACC as a conference was harming them by, how do I say this, like touting Miami and
advocating for their own,
advocating for Miami and not Notre Dame, because Notre Dame is an ACC school in all but one, or in all but one sport. They're independent for football, but they have 27 other sports, I believe it is, that play in the ACC. So they believe that because they're so affiliated with the ACC, that the ACC should have had their back. But the ACC is like, well, you don't play football with us. And so this is the AD this morning, Pete Bevacqua on the Dan Patrick Show.
Again, I have tremendous respect for Miami. You know, great team, great school. Their athletic director, Dan Radakovich, is a good friend. And all the teams in the ACC, great, wonderful universities. We have no gripes about any of the schools in the ACC. But we were mystified by the actions of the conference to attack, you know, their biggest, really, business partner in football and a member of their conference in 24 of our other sports. And I would tell you, Dan, I wouldn't be honest with you if I didn't say that they have certainly done permanent damage to the relationship between the conference and Notre Dame.
What do you mean?
Just we didn't appreciate the fact that we were singled out repeatedly and compared to Miami. Not by Miami. Miami has every right to do that. But it raised a lot of eyebrows here that the conference was taking shots at us. And you know, that's just not something we chose to do. We wouldn't choose to do that in the future, and people might disagree with us, but that's just not something that we'd be comfortable with.
Wow. Permanent damage done to Notre Dame by the ACC.
How do you feel about that?
I don't believe that. Well, he may perceive that to be factual, but the ACC in that moment is doing what's best for them. And Notre Dame does what's best for them.
Yeah, they're independent.
Yep. And so if they wanted to join the ACC would fall over themselves opening up the door for them. Now, you have to remember, too, they have a partnership with the ACC on the football side that 5 games a year they play ACC opponents. So there is affiliation. It's just not direct affiliation. So I'm curious what you guys think here.
I didn't like his comment about them not liking being compared to Miami. You guys played football against each other. If you don't want to be compared to them, don't play them on the field. That's literally like the direct comparison is you guys went out there and played on the field. And then afterwards, be like, we didn't appreciate being compared to them. Then don't have a sports program. Don't play football then.
Yeah. Drew, thoughts?
No, I mean, and I never saw the ACC commissioner or anybody from the ACC actually trying to tear down Notre Dame.
They were just touting Miami.
They were touting Miami. Like, now, people from ESPN and the committee and stuff like that, they were trying to bring down Notre Dame, but the ACC themselves, I never saw them try to tear down Notre Dame. So this comes off as like whiny sour grapes from the Irish.
Well, yeah, this comes off as like an emotional thing where you didn't get in, you're throwing a fit. I don't agree with it either.
Well, so other people would say, well, the real whiny thing is not playing in a bowl game once you don't get in the college football playoff. What did you make of them saying, okay, if we're not playing in the college football playoff, we're not playing in any bowl?
I mean, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. It's like, you want us to sit there and still make you guys money, but yet we're not in the playoffs. We're not doing that for you. And if you can get your whole team involved saying, okay, we're okay with not doing it, then I'm okay with it, Zach. I didn't think it. Some people are turning their nose up because of that. They're like, we want to see you play. You need to go out there and play. But no, they're hurt right now. They feel like they should be in it, and they're taking it out on everybody else. I was okay with it. Where are you at with things?
Man,
You got to put yourself in their shoes.
Is that what the kids want?
I think that's what the kids want.
So they don't want to play?
I saw an interview, and I think they had the captain's vote.
Oh, they had the captain's vote. Okay, I did not see
that's
that.
What I heard.
Okay, if that's what the captains voted, then okay. But like, hold on a second. Here's my question: is this how it is moving forward? That any year you don't make the college football playoff, you're not playing in any bowl game?
Well, I think that's going to be a bunch of teams. I mean, it's already a bunch of teams that are opting not to play. I think that everybody's going to start going down the line of like, we're just not going to play. We're just, like they're setting a precedent right here.
Should they just stop playing once they get 3 losses? If they go 0-3, they just don't show up for their fourth game?
Right. It's a slippery slope. Now, I want to say this in terms of, hey, we didn't see the conference disparage Notre Dame at all. Here's what they were mad about, okay? The ACC's Twitter account. The ACC's Twitter account did a head-to-head Team A and Team B. And they covered up the logos. And they gave the resumes. You guys have seen this?
Yeah.
Hey, which player is better, player A or player B? And the player that's not supposed to be in your head, the one better is the one that's actually statistically better. That's a part of why they were pissed off. That the ACC football official Twitter account said Team A or Team B. Let's look at the facts. And they had them both. And then they had a follow-up tweet that had Miami and said, Team A, no hypotheticals, just the facts. I think that's where they thought they were slighted.
And that makes sense, I guess. But I'm very much like Notre Dame can do what they want. They don't need to join a conference if they don't want to. But if you don't like this, sorry guys, join a conference. Like join the ACC.
Yep.
Either be all in or all the way out. One or the other.
Yeah. By the way, the ACC network ended up replaying that game from September 12 times over the weekend leading into championship weekend.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, that's a part of their yeah. Real quick, give a game ball away for the Denver Broncos.
I'm going to go with RJ Harvey. RJ Harvey, that's the easy one to go with. 75 yards, ran hard, ran tough, had the touchdown. Young man, keep having that confidence. Show us in this Green Bay game that you can be the bell cow back.
All right, I'll stick up for special teams here. Marvin Mims, what a house call that changed the entire fabric of that football game and really was the single biggest play in the game. And there's not even one that's number 2. There's not even one that's number 2. That was so massive, and we're going to continue to breaking down the Denver Broncos on tomorrow's show. Thank you guys for being here with us tonight. Shout out Drew and Dante behind the glass. We will talk to you tomorrow at 2 o'clock. We step aside. It's Mike Rice and Dante Gomez. Denver Sports Tonight is next.
Join Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan at Blue Sports Stable in Superior for our Denver Sports Equipment Drive, benefiting Recruiting Classroom. We're taking donations of new or gently used sports equipment through December 20th. Head to denversports.com/equipment for a list of drop-off locations and most needed items. And help us spread some cheer this holiday season.
With Steel, batteries are included. This holiday season, give a gift that's ready to go right out of the box. For everything from cleaning up the yard to cutting up firewood, Steel tools check off the wish list and knock out the to-do list. And right now, buy select battery tool sets and get a free extra battery. Visit SteelUSA.com for holiday deals and gift ideas. Happy holidays from Steel. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
This is Holly Robinson Peete for Eggland's Best. Eggs are a staple in our diet, and there's only one egg with more delicious, farm-fresh taste plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. With more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. Available in so many delicious varieties, classic, cage-free, and organic. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Looking to sell your used Rolex watch? We buy and sell pre-owned Rolex watches, all styles from old to new. Hi, I'm Scott Matthew with Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry. Bring in your Rolex watch and we will buy it on the spot. Matthews, located in Highlands Ranch, serving Colorado since 1951.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here. And last year I went a little rogue and dropped a discount code from our friends at Hermes Worldwide. And you guys used it so much they almost got mad at me. Well, I'm feeling a little spicy again this season. So I'm bringing it back, baby. You can get 30% off your ride to the game with Hermes Worldwide for your entire season. All you have to do is mention the code PL30. Again, mention PL30 when you book your luxury transportation to Empower Field. And contact Hermes Worldwide at 303-577-7600 or visit ridehermes.com/DenverSports. Go Broncos!
Hey Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. You know, in the game of life, our most valuable asset is our health. With the right equipment, you can train like a pro. That's why I made the smart move to invest in fitness equipment with Fitness Gallery. It's a game changer. I have a true treadmill at home. It's the smoothest and quietest I've ever been on.
For the fitness fanatic on your Christmas list, save big this holiday season. At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. The holidays will be here before you know it, and for many families, that means excitement, but also stress. Between gifts, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to my friends at American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out if you qualify. Call American Financing at 303-695-7000 or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan.